What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to day number 3 of the PUBG Mobile Club Open Spring Split Finals here for the Europe West Division. Of course, this event is sponsored by Xiaomi, innovation for everyone. Now, for anybody out there who happens to be a little bit, just waking up, need to rub their eyes, can't see our names down below. My name's Hot Jukes, here with Mustache Dave. And Dave, we're already halfway, the finals are done. That's it. We've now officially reached the second half. It's game time, baby. Are you ready?
Hey, I'm ready, and I hope these players are ready because 50% done. They got about 8 more games to go in total to truly attempt to acquire and just reach those goals to make their dreams come true here, Hot Jukes.
So true. It's so true. It's really crazy just to think about. For everybody that is just tuning in for the first time, let's go ahead and reintroduce all the teams that will be playing today as well as for tomorrow. And after this, that is it. We're going to start off with the left-hand side. We got Hate Gaming EU, Full Romanian Men, Panda, Entropiq, Rexpect Esports, GSG Europe, Scrimfarms, and No Limits. And I got to say, this side here, it's stacked. Panda showed up yesterday. I mean, talk about laying down the law. They sure did it. Rexpect Esports, I think, had a really good day at GSG Europe. Scrimfarms, Clown inside of Scrimfarms. We definitely got to keep an eye on him. I mean, I'm definitely looking forward to seeing these teams here on the left perform.
Clown just popping off, man. Popping off. Definitely one of those hard carries for Scrimfarms. And then on that right side, Gamers United Nations. They've been making some plays themselves. If we had to compare them from the group stages, Team Night Target, Daos Legion, currently in second place, uncalled for, LakoNostra Power, Exotic Alliance, No Hate, and to wrap things up here, Silencer Gaming.
Silencer Gaming, man. For everybody that's just happened to watch from the league stage and now just catching in tune, Silencer Gaming was previously LakoNostra ICE. I don't know what happened. Maybe the battle of the LakoNostras happened. They said only be one LakoNostra in the chat. Silencer Gaming ended up changing their name. And so far, I think they've been pretty much in the mid-pack. And just to kind of go ahead and take a re-look into that, let's go ahead and take a quick look at the scoreboard so we can go ahead and see exactly where all these teams are laying out so far. So if we're able to go ahead and do that, you can see right now, Panda, they're in first place, 108 points in total. Daos Legion, second place with 95. GSG Europe in third. And then, like I was mentioning, Silencer Gaming in 9th place with 55. I think that this is a really huge day for all those teams that are currently, I would say, 7th place on down. They have to have a big day, in my opinion, if they really want to make it to the next stage. And Dave, why don't you tell people how many teams are going to be moving on to the next stage?
How many teams?
It's not one.
Jukes? Well,
it's not 2. Well, it's not 3.
Not 3, but 4. 4
Boom.
Teams from here will be moving on to that next stage, PMPL. And PMPL, that's where the money is. That is where all the eyes will be on them from across the world, as all the other regions of PMCO will form up together and compete in one lobby. So pretty much PMPL Europe, I believe it is, PMPL EU, yes. Right? I think it's being coined right now. Is going to have 14 teams who qualified from PMCO and then 2 teams directly invited. So right now, that's exactly what we're doing here for EU West. All these teams trying to compete to make it to that top 4. And you were talking about 7th, 8th, 9th place. I'm over here. I'm trying to crunch the numbers. 12th place is 41 points. So 12th to 4th place, that's about 34 points. I definitely can see that being doable in one day. That's about 8.5 points per game. I think it's doable, Hot Jukes. I don't think that's too far-fetched to assume that a team, especially like Entropiq or Hate Gaming, could do in one day. 30 points ain't nothing.
I definitely think that point gap can be closed. The only issue is if the top teams keep putting up major points, then that point gap's going to get even bigger. So I think today is that crucial day to have a couple pop-off games to make sure that you catch up so you can be in contention for tomorrow. Because if not, and those teams that are on the top still keep popping off like we've seen so far, I think day number 4, the gap's going to be way too big. So real quick, let's go ahead and do a quick reminder of what the point system is going to look like. So this is how the teams are going to be able to add those points to the total score. First place being 15 points, second, of course, being 12, third, 10, all the way down the line, the crucial 8 through 12, 1 point, 13 through 16, 0, and 1 point for every kill. And I said it yesterday, and I'll say it again. If one of these teams want to get out of that hole's not going to be made with placement points. It's going to be made with kill points. That's what I've been saying. What do you think, Dave?
Okay. Hey, show me the money. Show me the money, baby. All these teams trying to make it on out of that hole. Well, they got 4 games to go here today. I believe the plane should be gassed up for game number 1. It will be on Erangel. Hopefully, there's enough room on the plane for a ladder or 2 as well, because teams looking to climb on out of this hole here today. Hot Jukes, man, I'm ready. I hope you are ready. And ladies and gentlemen, thanks for tuning on in. Let's start the day.
Let's get it. Let's get it going. So we're going to start off here in Erangel. The match, the schedule is the same as it has been every single day. We're starting off here in Erangel, going to move over to Sanhok, then Miramar, and back to Erangel. So 4 matches here today. We got the players loaded up for match number 1, and you can see a nice, beautiful playing path going from the south straight up into Severny. So pretty much all the teams are going to be able to land in all their prospective spots pretty easily. It's a pretty fair playing path to start things off.
Should be pretty decent, and a couple teams that I'm going to be paying attention here today, at least the first 2 games. You kind of alluded to it. Those teams looking to climb out of that hole, that slump that they might be in for the time being. And one of those teams in particular, Hate Gaming EU. I know I talked about them for the longest yesterday, and I'm going to keep talking about them here today, because if they do not perform here today, well, I'm probably not going to talk about them tomorrow, because they'll just be no point, because they have 33 points as of right now. They are in 14th place on the overall leaderboard. We can see them dropping down their military base all the way down there to the south. And this is a team that I'm surprised, Jukes, of their results here so far, because looking back at the group stages, they had about 86 kills. They had about 30 points ahead of everybody else. But that's group stages, man. Group stages, that was last week. Now we are here, when the pressure is really cranked up, and they might just be folding underneath that pressure here.
It's tough. It's tough. You hate to see it. At the same time, this is the day for them to alleviate that pressure. If you want to be able to kind of just say, hey, you know what? We had a couple rough first days, but the third day is the most crucial, in my opinion, for them, because if they do not perform here today, I think it's all over, Dave. I think it's all over. So regardless, if you want to make it into the top 4 and you want to be able to make it to the PUBG Mobile Pro League and you want to put some serious, what we like to call in the business, cheddar into your pocket, you got to perform. You got to show up. You got to hit those shots. You got to get them kills, and you got to get them placement points. There's only one way to do it. Only one way to do it. And guess what, Dave? Going out early, that's not the way. Dying early, that's not the way. Yeah, so, I mean, you got to be able to survive. Survive. It's important.
Hey, we're here to hopefully show them the way as well, because I know we've been dropping some knowledge bombs over the past couple days, and I actually had a couple players reach out to me and say, hey, Dave, we appreciate those little knowledge bombs that you've been dropping. And that's good, because sometimes I feel like you and I were just over here talking, talking, and it's reassurance, right? That, hey, what we're saying actually makes sense. So, hey, ladies and gentlemen, you're welcome. All right, you're welcome for those knowledge bombs, because at the end of the day, you know what? There's going to be more PMCOs, and there's going to be more opportunities for you out there watching right now to be competing in this for all that money, right? I mean, the ecosystem, the esports ecosystem for PUBG Mobile, they got a huge roadmap, man. And hey, I don't see any end right now for it. So this is the best time. This is the best time to really get involved and try to become a pro player. Shoot, this is the time to do it.
Dang right. And that's the thing is, if you're able to make it past this stage, and this is the reason why we stress this so much, because if you're able to make it past this, you get into the Pro League and you do well. You notice how it said when it comes to the Pro League, we're going to have 14 teams qualifying from PMCO, 2 invited. Well, guess what? being invited is huge. It really is. The only way that you're going to be able to get that invite status is by performing well in the Pro League. So if you're able to make it past here, make it and do well in the Pro League, not necessarily win it, but if you get second, third place, that pretty much cements you as a professional team in your region. And, coming the next split, you have another chance to come back, and you don't want to have to re-qualify all from the start, because guess what? Next split, you're going to have even more hungry players, more people coming after you. So the fact that they've already made it this far, just a little bit further. You just got to make it a little bit further. You got to make it to that top 4 so you can really start, continuing starting your professional PUBG Mobile Esports career. And as we heard the announcement, $14 million is on the line just this year in PUBG Mobile Esports. So, that's a life-changing amount of money. Wow. What a nice, what was it? A barrel roll. He did a barrel roll right there.
Yeah.
Do a barrel roll.
5 points. 5 points.
Yeah, and for everybody watching right now, that does not, we do not award points for that, but it looks cool. But clout points, definitely earned.
Clout points.
Definitely
5
earned.
clout points.
Yes.
There you go.
Yes, 5 clout points. That is a fact.
So,
could you imagine if we
Romanian men
actually gave out points for that? That'd be insane.
You know what? I'll send an email later. I want to get our separate leaderboard for those clout points that is going to be decided by the casters and the chat. And maybe a little prize pool, get some UC, the more clout points you get, the more UC you have. Hey, we are just theory crafting here today. So that was 4 Romanian men currently in 4th place on the overall leaderboard. Daos Legion, 2nd place on the overall leaderboard. So we got 2 teams here from representing Romania, that is. And hey, right now, it looks like all 8 of them are looking to qualify. If they can just continue on with what they got cooking in the kitchen here so far. But popping on over, No Hate going to be pulling out of Pachinki. No Limits out there in the distance as well. So it's going to be a very interesting day. Another slow start as players trying to play as safe as possible. Talked to Tudor last night, by the way, from
all right. What did Tudor say?
It's a very young team. They've only been playing together for about 2 months, and this is interesting. This is where I'm going to bring you in. Past 2 days, they've been playing a lot of Edge, and we've seen the zones. They've been getting yoinked all over the place, and No Hate, they've been just getting scuffed, maximum scuff because of that Edge play strategy. So they're changing it up today, Dukes, and they're going straight center. That's what they told me.
Well, let's see if it works out. In my opinion, my honest opinion has changed a lot since I started playing comp to now, and that is, you cannot be a team that is dependent on favorable zones. You just can't. In short form tournaments, yes, if you're a team that happens to get blessed a lot more often, sure, it's helpful. At the same time, though, we've seen all the top squads that have competed across the planet, they still get it done, even when they do not get favorable zones. And you know how they get it done, Dave? Kills, baby. Kills, It's the answer. It's the answer. Every time you look at this guy and ask the question, the answer is kills. And even if you start edging up and you do get yoinked, you have to play together as a team. You have to play grouped up as a squad, push in slowly, little by little, use each other to bounce off of, and be able to kind of, almost bully your way into those zones. Now, there is certain times where it's just almost impossible because you could have like 6 teams gatekeeping you. And that's just that's the luck of the draw. That's the way it is, At the same time, you can do it more often than not if you play it properly. So I think that's something a lot of teams need to really kind of pound in their mind. It's like, don't be a squad that just thinks, oh, I have to get zone every time, because you're not going to get it. You're not going to get those zones. You're going to get yoinked away, but you still got to be able to put up some decent placement points regardless.
So put your coach hat on, though. I mean, just, talking about No Hate just a little more here. You're the coach. Do you recommend changing up the strategy completely, 50% through the tournament, right? Because their whole strategy the whole time, group stage, they played Edge. Like, they played Edge the whole time. But today's the day that they change it up. Like, what does the coach side of you say?
See, so No Hate, they need a good amount of points. I don't mind it, the change, specifically because in order to play as a group is so much harder. It takes a lot of hours of trusting your team. And like you mentioned, they're a young squad. They haven't been playing too long together. So that's definitely something I think that they'll start growing with age. But one thing I would say is that if you're playing Edge, you also have to realize you may have some very passive teams in PMCO playing Edge as well. So I think that you need to play a lot more aggressive if you're an Edge squad. If No Hate happens to perform better when they get those favorable zones only, then maybe going middle may pay off. It may pay off for them. We can see right now, I'm looking at them. They're on that south side near shelter. I'd like them a little bit more on top, but it looks like you're going to see Rexpect Esports. This is one of my favorite areas to hold when it comes to this particular zone, especially that shelter a little bit to the more east side of it. Man, you can control a lot of work, especially right where Bardot is. That is a really, really good position. But it really all depends on how you play it, and how you make those movements. You can see right now, this is going to be No Hate right here. Looks like they did end up spotting a couple squads. And that's going to be GSG Europe. You can see Andalito really pushed up behind that buggy. Really low health. Going to have to get support from Steve. Oh, now they got 2 members really lit. So I think this is a good opportunity for No Hate to start pressing the action. Yeah, I think GSG Europe, they're out of here. I don't think they want any of this. Tomorrow's staying very pushed up, though. Trying to buy him some time to get the movement going. Andalito's, heading way far back. And I think they're both going to kind of hold off on this fight for now.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised because GSG, we've seen over the last couple of days, very aggressive squad. Very aggressive. I mean, if you take some shots at GSG, they are not going to let you slide. And, this is early on, only about 11 minutes into this game. So if you are looking at No Hate, they're changing up the gameplay and playing a little more center compared to their edge strat. But we allude to it a lot. We talk about it a lot. You got to change up multiple aspects of the game plan. And right there, they were getting a little aggressive, which they need to do. They need to get a lot of kills to really close that gap. But we saw them. It didn't look like the entire team was committed. Tudor was pushed up by themselves. Meanwhile, their 3 squad mates were just behind there, lingering around, not really doing much. So I feel like you got to make up your mind. Do you get aggressive? Do you want to go for these early kills, these early fights, or is it 50-50? Some people on your team want to do this. Some people on your team want to do that. You have to come together, make up one decision, and just go with that decision. That's the only way you're going to make it far here.
Yeah, I agree. And the hard part is when you're in the game, it's so tough, especially like you mentioned with being with a young team, because you could just, as an IGL, you can just say, hey, I want you guys to do this. And you could hear everybody say, yeah, okay, that's fine. Like, let's do it. But then all of a sudden you look back and you see 2 players just doing something completely different. And it's so hard to manage that. Yeah, it's so hard to manage that, though. Like, there's nothing you can do in the game as an IGL unless you decide, hey, you know what? I'm going to stand behind and literally micromanage every single player in front of me. And that does work to an extent, but sometimes if you have a very, very nervous kind of players or teammates, it can make things even worse. So there's a balance. There's a balance to figuring it out. The one thing, though, is like I mentioned, when it comes to playing Edge, it could work. Absolutely. You have to be an aggressive team, though. You have to be a team that is willing to fight as a full 4-man team and just punish. Yeah, well, they got zone here. They got zone here. So they're going to be pretty decently centered up. I think this is going to be a good game to really look at them and see if they're able to still do it, even when they got a zone.
Let's see. And they have some information that there's at least one team just a little over there to the west from those previous gunshots they were taking. Daos Legion pushing on in from the northern end. Entropiq as well, looking for a huge day, currently in 12th place on the overall leaderboard. You might want to do some leapfrog scouting because they're going to be driving right past the mansion. I'm surprised Uncalled For aren't taking some shots at these vehicles right now. This is a prime opportunity to pop some tires, get some vehicle explosion. They might have waited just a little too long because Entropiq, they are out of there.
They're gone, and you can just see Uncalled For is just super split up. Trying to hold, I think, a little bit too much when it comes to Mansion. I think you really have to just kind of hold one side and get ready to start moving because it's so easy for you to get pressed up on if you're not going to do it. You can see right now, Entropiq are going to hold this dip for now as they try to be able to figure out what's the next spot that they're going to be able to take. Uncalled For are going to start taking some more shots. Looks like this is Exotic Alliance, I believe, driving on by. At the same time, Uncalled For, they're in 13th place. They need a ton of points today.
cannot afford to let, I want to say, free points like that drive by. And they're free points because when you're driving, you can't shoot back. That's something that you stress all the time. It's one of the worst feelings in the world to get taken out while driving, because you really cannot defend yourself, and uncalled for letting that advantage just slip right past them. They're going to be playing a little passive. They do have mansion to themselves, but popping on over here to the cliffs of Prison, it looks like we're going to have no limits, doing a little regroup action right here, as it looks like two other squads are going to be hovering around the general area with the same exact game plan.
Dude, it sucks to get taken out of a car, especially in game number 1, because you've waited pretty much the whole day to start playing. Then all of a sudden you die to a vehicle, so you haven't even got any shots off yourself, and you have to wait even longer for the next game to start up. So it's really devastating, I think, to your overall mentality. But we'll see which teams are going to be able to get some good solid kills in to start things off, because right now there's 15 minutes on the clock and there's still 61 players alive. This final circle is going to be just toxic, just straight up a bloodbath between all of these teams.
You get taken out now, 0 points. Thanks for giving us 15 minutes of your time. Hopefully you're warmed up for the next 3 matches. Chaos is going to be in Prison. They're going to be by themselves. That could be a coffin, but we'll get back to that, because Daos Legion finally right now on the edge. Looks like Gamers Unite as well. We might have a early skirmish here. Our first skirmish of the evening.
You can see Wolves trying to get some shots on these driving by buggies, and this is really huge. If you're able to catch one, shoot out the tire, and that thing is going to spin out, and it's an easy kill. You cannot go for the headshots when it comes to buggies. Now, we did see some dossiers there drive on by, but that's going to be just some shots going there for Gamers Unite Nations. Not able to really hit the mark. But, man, I think that you could definitely see, Dave, how passive these teams are playing. They all realize how much is on the line here, and they just do not want to make any slip-ups, any mistakes. I see a lot of, stick and moving. Who put that rock there? Who put that rock there, dude?
Dude.
Oh, Rich! No!
Dude. Yesterday, remember I told you? They told me, Daos Legion told me one improvement that they need to do is not let Rich drive. And we just saw Rich driving, drove on top of a boulder, and oh man, unlucky.
You know he's gonna be screaming. That is not my fault, because I didn't even see that rock over that little dip. You gotta have that map, what we like to call it, knowledge, though, dude. You gotta know that knowledge. I mean, I think that is a planted rock right here by Exotic Alliance, because that was gross. That was disgusting.
Well, I was a little confused why AWM told me that about Rich, but hey, right there, now I get it, man. Now I get it, and I believe AWM is gonna be the last one alive. Yeah, the team said, hey, keep Rich out of the driver's seat. That was one of their game plans for victory, and now I know why.
Well, guess what? Now they got some hard evidence, right? They got some hard evidence to show the judge, say, hey, dude, you're not allowed no more. He's like, he's gonna try to contest, say it wasn't my fault, but hey.
You cannot contest that. Yeah, you just can't.
One tiny mistake, and you're out the game. That's the way it is here in PMCO at this high level.
They lost 3 of their squad mates right there. So the zone did pop. We have Prison still in it, just a little bit. And a lot of people, they stay away from the actual inside of Prison like it's the plague, because you do not want to get stuck there. There's pretty much only one really main entrance. And then those cliffs. I mean, those cliffs are just deadly. GSG over here, right there on the edge, trying to grenade. No hate right now.
Yeah, they have the high ground right now. So this is gonna be Hate Gaming EU. He's got a really, really nice angle. I think he's just kind of waiting for us to pick the shots. Andalito does have an idea that Hate Gaming is there. Okay, he sees the spot, definitely. So he's got that intel. He's giving it to his team. Next zone's about to go on up, so I think that's why they're not really pressing this. So if you're GSG Europe, I think right now you really need to be making a game plan more than worrying about Hate Gaming. You need to think, okay, if the zone goes and shifts off us hard, what's the plan? Are we pushing through this team? Or are we going around them? You need to have that ready by the time the zone pops.
They're going to be crawling right now.
Little shimmies.
Prone.
Look at that.
Little shimmies
in
the lumber mill as well. A lot of oh wow. Okay, so there actually are some squads deciding to utilize Prison. Pandas, we see right there on the north end. Looks like they're getting into a little skirmish with 4 Romanian men. Scrimfarms on the edge to the north. They're trying to third party this one. Next zone's going to pop here. And
Prison!
Oh, my goodness. Prison? Are you
When's
kidding
the last
me?
time we saw a prison finish? It's been so long. It's been so long since we've seen a dead prison finish. I'm so hyped, honestly. Like, when I first started playing PUBG in the first place, I dropped prison. That was the first place I would drop because you know what, bro? I was like, I'm ready to throw some hands in prison. And guess what? We're going to see some hands thrown right now. Let's go. Let's go. A prison finish, so much elevation, so many different angles that you can hold. Not to mention if it lands down like in the center of it, that's going to be even more difficult because teams are going to have to push down the mountain and get through there. And there's only one choke point. So this is going to be a crazy finish. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have any friends, tell them to hop on the stream right now because they're not going to want to miss this one.
So I think there's only two real strategies to play this zone. You play the edge on the cliffs, or you just get into your car and just YOLO send it over those cliffs and go into one of those compounds for cover. And maybe hope that Papa Blue continues to bless prison. Then maybe hope that you will be in a situation to maybe get into a little heal off, right? Get a little heal off going. But right now, a lot of these teams are going to be on the edge. LakoNostra Power trying to make their way on into this new circle. They're getting gate kept hard. This got to be Scrimfarms taking some shots at them. For Romanian Men taking some shots. I don't know if they'll be able to make it in alive.
And guess what? If they don't make it right now, Dave, they're out in 16th place. Every single team's still alive. Every single team's still alive here in prison. This is, look at this. Look at this map. This is insanity. This is going to be crazy. This next circle, wherever it pops, it's going to be nuts. We're going to see so many people start going down instantly.
Drop it like it's hot, baby. Right now, put in the chat, who do you think is going to come out on top? 20 minutes into this game, 0 points. 0 points if you get taken out. So I do believe there is going to be one Panda alive. TI going to be inside the actual prison, going for that strategy.
What's that
Just camping it on out. Tossing out some smokes, getting a nice little aerial view. GSG up there, still looking mighty fine. Honestly, Hot Jukes, if I had to like put all my UC on the line, I can't tell you who I think is going to come out on top. I mean, this is just insane.
It's going to be a coin flip. I think GSG, you know, over there by Big Ol' Rock, that's going to be really strong. That's going to be a strong position for them. They're going to have a big opportunity to gatekeep a lot of teams, most likely. So I think they have a really solid position overall. At the same time, though, if the zone just hard shifts in any direction, it's going to be really devastating for the team. So finally, one team is taken out. We still got 15 left here. You can see some nice shots from Exotic Alliance. Zombie shooting through the smoke. Oh, okay, you said the right little... One of the smokes did dissipate. Gotta have to do some crazy flick shots, though, because it is just Snake City over here on the east side of prison. And Dave, look where the next zone has headed.
Let's go. Right on top of prison. It's looking like a Christmas tree with all these different colors, all the different color Christmas lights right now. 14 teams to go. We're going to snap our fingers when the blue zone starts to close on in, and I guarantee you we are going to lose at least half of the lobby as all of these snakes now just trying to crawl their way on into this new zone. They're going to be spotting out each other left and right. There is nowhere safe to go right here. Godzilla behind this boulder. Needs to be careful. Needs to be careful. A grenade cooking right here. Nightmare pulling up from behind as well. Dude.
Send it. Oh, he's off the hill. He's off the hill, baby.
He's off the hill. He's gone. See ya.
In the buggy. I mean, this is just straight madness right now. Everybody just starting to full send it. You can just see him trying to get on out through the vehicle, but it's not going to work out in time as so many people are gatekeeping him. People are just driving off the ridge. This is just madness right now, trying to survive, do anything they can, and there's people 360 degrees everywhere around them. You could just tell how rare this circle is. So many of these teams are just trying to figure out what to do here.
And what Andy did right there, that's the plan. Andy has the game plan. Just get into your car and just send it on over those cliffs. GSG going to be playing the top of the cliff, still with 4 up. They're trying to clear out all these little cubbies, all these little angles in the cliffs, and they are quickly caught off guard. Louis needs to make sure to get the trade right now so they can get the pickup, the pre-fire right here. Man, you just never know who's going to be hiding or lurking behind which corner. They were able to get the final knock right there, but 2 of their squad mates were chunked down in the process. And hey, checking on in with the actual prison compound.
Jump shot!
With the spray down jump shot. saving the day right there. Woo!
No hate, no hate. They happen to be pretty decently inside the circle, but guess what? They're back to playing edge on this one, and that is just no choice. Prison decided where this one is going to end, and now we're looking at Scrimfarms up on top against LakoNostra Power. 2 remaining members. It's going to be Naya and Spectre. Clown and Hexshot already down. They need to be able to make a play here and gatekeep them. It's going to be really tough, though, as Styles putting some good shots, but it's a 2v1. Gotta get one of them. He needs his teammate to come help him right now. And his teammate is way back there behind that dip.
This is, yesterday we had Chrome City. Today is Pre-Fire City. Everybody just trying to survive, trying to connect their shots. ALG trying to connect these grenades. Toss just a little short right there. Style 77 crawling, screaming for the pickup, but I do not believe it will be able to happen. That one grenade able to take him out.
Spectre's going to be able to get that finish. They're going to throw another one as well. And the next zone, there's so many bodies on the map, it's so hard to even tell where it is. I mean, this is just crazy. 10 teams remaining here, 25 minutes on the clock. This one is going to go down to the end, literally to the last second, I think. This is just a crazy, crazy finish. For all these teams, like I mentioned, they're going to get stuck up on top of the rock. That's going to be GSG as well. I don't know if they have any vehicles to be able to drive down. Okay, they have one. So they can get the squad and send it all together, but they're going to send it just one. Levi's sending it down. Jumps out. Pop down instantly. Yeah, instantly. I'm not sure exactly why they only sent one of their members. I think that was kind of a little bit of a misplay, in my opinion. But right now, you see Lau looking on down, trying to get some spots, trying to get some more finishes. 2v1.
ALG trying to backstab him from behind. Right behind that little boulder.
Nice finish.
The peak. There they go. 8 teams to go. 8 teams to go. If you get taken out now, 25 minutes in the game, that'll be 1 point for you. Thanks for playing. 4 Romanian men. They have the numbers advantage. They have 4 up. They are inside prison, all in that little warehouse. Panda still going to be alive with a solo. Spectra,
oh boy,
going to take a lot of damage right there. And yeah, oh no, the whole team just jumping on off.
Hey, ain't no one gonna kill me except me. That's what the Scrimfarms said. You know, like no choice, jumping on down. But guess what? They didn't have that parachute, man. You can only use that when you're flying down the first time, and that's just it. That's exactly what happens when you try to go down that late in prison. And there's only one way to really go down, and that's through this front end. And you can see 4 Romanian men are really holding it down really well so far. You can see Andy trying to get some nice little peek shots through. Oh, actually does the jump. Super risky. Challenges them and gets shut down. So 4 Romanian men, 4 kills to their name. Having a great, great start here. And if they continue to do this, they should be able to really hold this down well because everybody else is pretty split up.
Now, I got to note, Chaos has been here for about 3 different circles. Chaos from Team Night Target, just straight chilling. I mean, talk about reading the zones. Chaos currently in 5th place.
Oh, trade.
Place points. Sushi, though, defending the little warehouse. Entropiq, though, looking to close the gap. They got 4 up. They have these smokes. They're creating a little smoke barrier so that they can get a very close to 4 remaining men within grenade range here. They need to be careful, though, because I see Chaos on top of that roof. Chaos might want a third party this now.
100%. This is Death Valley. It's so hard to cross here. Chaos is going to get one of the members from Entropiq. It looks like it's just going to be Sands that's going to be able to make it across. But by this moment, by this time, 4 Romanian men are already all up. They're already pretty much reset here. Backfire with that Scar going to have to make a play. Trying to put some nice little pre-fire shots, but there's just people from all angles just waiting for him. And now it's a big battle, I think, between Entropiq and 4 Romanian men. He's going to throw out a smoke here on the south side. And he's going to be able to hold it down. Jaguar from No Hate. They're coming into the mix as well. And No Hate, this is a team that we talked about at the start of the day.
Yeah.
We talked about it at the start of the day. And guess what? They're in the top 3 situation now.
Looking to change up the recipe. And I got to say, game number 1, they have done so already. 3rd place will get them 10 points, but they're not done yet. They are not done yet. 4 Romanian men. They have 4 up, but they are currently sandwiched between the duo of No Hate and the duo of Entropiq. A couple grenades right on through the rooftops could do the trick because these compounds, those roofs, they're open. So if you know it, if you could time it, you might be able to get one on in through there.
Sure can. You sure can. But how much kit do you have left after this crazy fight? And there's still, I mean, it was technically a 4v4 situation, but it looks like one of the members from No Hate wasn't able to make it across that broken wall. So he was taken out to the blue zone. And Jaguar, ooh, is really hurt after that one. He's going to be popping them first aids and drinks. And every single time he pops one, Dexter right next door is going to be able to hear that. So if he has any kit left, he's going to throw it. It's all up to Entropiq. Oh, the Entropiq ran out the pre-fire. That's going to be one. The rest of 4 Romanian men, you know they're going to come sending it now. Sands is just holding this angle. Jaguar is holding the other. But this blue zone is starting to really pinch both of these members. Dexter is going to get the finish onto that No Hate member, so now they're going for the last one. Here comes Sands in a 3v1. Not going to be enough. 4 Romanian men are going to win the first match of the evening. And you can see that's going to be 8 kills. 8 kills with a chicken dinner. Entropiq ending up in second place. No Hate ending up in third, but having 6 kills. So I think that this is a really good game for them regardless.
Yeah, and I got to give it to 4 Romanian men. They were the only team to fully commit to prison. We saw a lot of teams there. They sent maybe 2 of their players, maybe 1 of their players to prison. So a lot of hesitation on whether you want to stay on the cliffs or jump off the cliff. I mean, we saw from Scrimfarms what jumping off the cliff does. That's why it's so important to also have a vehicle. But 4 Romanian men, if I'm not mistaken, they fought the Pandas for their position, and then since then they just held it down and the zones kept favoring them. So 4 Romanian men, heads up play right there to commit to something. That's my point. 4 Romanian men were the only team, the only squad to fully commit to prison. Meanwhile, everybody else was kind of 50-50, and we see right there they had the whole team up at the end. Yes, they got knocked a couple times throughout that, but they made sure to continue to get their squad mates up time and time again. This squad, they're on a roll, and to get the first chicken dinner of the PMCO Finals as well, that's big for them. I mean, that's big for them.
Big, yeah, because prior to this game, I believe that they had a total of, they were in 4th place. They were in 4th place, and I can understand why we saw so much hesitation come from a lot of the other squads, because when it comes to prison, if that zone shifts back up top, then there's just no way they're going to make it through. There's no way they're going to make it out of that dip. There's only 2 places they can go, and they're all covered. So 4 Romanian men, still, since they were in 4th place, I think that they could afford to make that bet. Like, hey, let's just center up, get some decent points on the board. If we get zone, we win this game. If we don't, we're going to have some points regardless. And they just showed that, guess what? That bet they made was the right one, because they're going to end up with the big chicken dinner here in match number 1 of day number 3. So, ladies and gentlemen, we got 3 more matches left to go. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back after this short break. Welcome back, everybody, to the PUBG Mobile Club Open Spring Split EUS, sponsored by Xiaomi, innovation for everyone. So we're back here. We already had one match in the books, 3 more left to go. And next we got coming up, it's going to be Sanhok. So that's going to definitely mix things up for a lot of these teams. Now, we did see some movements. We see some movements. Why don't we go straight to it, Dave? Let's get straight to the leaderboards, baby. Let's get straight to it so we can see where these teams are at, because honestly, that's what everybody I know wants to see it. We can see right now after match number 1, we're going to see a little bit of adjustments. It looks like 4 Romanian men after that game are now going to move up to 3rd place. So they're going to be sitting tied with Daos Legion with 98 points. And here's the thing, though, Dave. Look, top 4, we're starting to see a point gap already. Here in match number 1, day 3.
Also, I see 4 Romanians qualifying as of right now. 4 Romanians, Daos Legion, and 4 Romanian men. So 70, what is that? 77 is going to be the point gap. That's 21 points. So that's at least a chicken dinner that Rexpect will need, Scrimfarms or Exotic Alliance will need. So yeah, that point gap slowly starting to develop. So there's 2 sides to this, right? 4 Romanian men getting that chicken dinner. I mean, they're already in 4th place, right? And we talk about this all the time. Like when those top teams like Panda, GSG, when they're fragging out, they're taking away points on the board that teams who are in the race that really desperately need them. They need those kills to qualify. Like, so it's like, what do you do? I mean, if Panda's running around the place fragging out, GSG running around the place fragging on out, like if I'm Team Night Target, if I'm Silencer Gaming, what am I supposed to do? Right? Do I try to maybe drop near them, maybe third party their fights? I mean, that could be something that they can consider, but it just makes it even more challenging, I guess, is my point here, Hot Jukes.
Without a doubt. I mean, the answer, I'm going to tell you the answer. The answer,
what is the answer?
Is you have to frag out. You have to frag out. That's the only answer. That's really the only way to do it, because I think all these teams really need to realize that we're not going to be able to catch up to these squads without kills. Because regardless, we're seeing these teams, even if they go out early, they're putting up kill points on the board, Dave. And they're making that separation, that point gap, even bigger every game. So you cannot do as good as Panda. You cannot do as good as Daos Legion. If you want to catch up to them, you have to do better. That's the situation that you're in now. That's as real as I can put it. You have to do better than these teams in order to catch up to them. So in order to do that, you're going to have to be able to put up some serious kill points on the board and some decent placement points. That's really the only way. When you do not get a favorable zone, you still need to put points up on the board. When you do get that favorable zone, like we've been saying this whole time, you got to squeeze that potential juice completely dry. You got to squeeze that towel, and you got to make sure that you get every single kill point that you possibly can get, because 21 point gap, that's already starting to get bigger. And if these teams, honestly, they don't do good this next match, and these top 4 squads do well, that gap's going to get even thicker and thicker and thicker as the day goes on.
I mean, so true. So true. And Panda, another thing that sticks out to me, 1st place, 0 chicken dinners. All right. So that's big. That's big for me because they have 54 placement points, right? GSG, they have 2 chicken dinners with 56 placement points. So it's like Panda, they almost have more placement points than a team who had gotten 2 chickens. Like, they don't care about the chicken at this point. Like, they don't need a chicken. They're just fragging out. And while they frag out, we saw last game, they got a couple kills underneath their belt, like towards that mid game, but they lost 3 of their squad mates in the process. So right then and there, they flip the switch, right? They go from aggressive to just turtle mode. And that's exactly what they did. They had that solo TI, and they do this a lot of times. I mean, I've noticed this a lot of times over the past couple of days. Like, once when they have maybe 1, I would even say only 2 up on their squad, their playstyle is completely changed. They hit the dirt, they start proning, they find somewhere to just hide because they know how important it is, like, to get those consistent placement points. And Panda, they always find themselves in a top 5 situation. So that's something that if you are one of these teams looking to maybe climb up that ladder, keep it in the back of your mind, right? Go for those aggressive plays early. Go for those aggressive plays towards the mid game. But say it doesn't work out, it's fine. It's fine. As long as you don't send that solo out there to like get that revenge, which we've also seen a bunch of times.
Yeah.
Just flip the switch. I mean, that's all they need to do. Flip the switch, go from being aggressive to just getting those place points. Like that's the name of the game right now.
Yep, you got to understand when the situation is to go all out and when's the situation to like, hey, you know what? This is a tough zone, especially in Sanhok coming up right now. This is that one place where that zone hard shifts off you. You got only 20 seconds to go. You got to look at each other and say, we ain't making it, baby. Let me pass off the first aids and let's get going. But guess what? They already have that game plan ready to go because we got the players locked and loaded in the plane. Let's get match number 2 started. Here we go.
Let's go. This is going to be the second to last Sanhok game of the PMCO Finals. So if you are a fan of Sanhok, get that popcorn ready because this is the game that you've been waiting for all day long. So I believe it was day 1 and 2 of day 1. High 10 was contested. We had 2 squads drop in there. Yesterday it was free and clear. Yesterday as well, we saw Hate Gaming EU. They had those cliffs. They had them where they are now. They had them the whole game. And the final zone actually ended near those cliffs. And we were talking about like, man, what are they doing? They need to be grouping up. They need to be taking advantage of this. They didn't. But today they'll have their second chance. We might see the zone favor them once again.
Okay, next first zone's going to go on up to the north. So it could shift still into their direction. I think this is probably one of their more favorable zones, considering that it's going to be most likely a circle that is heading into that main island. But still, they need to be able to put up some massive points. And this is what I was talking about. Like, you look at Panda, and let's talk about like Team 8, which is like no hate. They have some catching up to do still. But you got to remember, like Panda, not just their difference in just pure placement points. They have 33 more kills than the 8th place team. I mean, at the end of the day, you have to really look at it. Which teams are going to make it into the Pro League? And these squads that are putting up massive kill numbers and decent placement points, those are going to be the ones to do it. So you have to replicate that. You have to do that. You can't just depend on getting zone favored every single time, because this is only at this stage, Dave. And we've seen coming up in the Pro League, that skill cap is going to get even harder. You're going to be dealing with more squads that are just nothing but kill-hungry animals. And then once you get to PMGC, that's where you start going against the best on the planet. So you got to be able to prepare yourself for that, and you got to just be ready to frag out no matter what the situation is.
And we saw right there, Panda, they're going to be on the east side near Camp Bravo. They should be able to get some solid loot and just play their game. And that is frag out, because I have to assume a lot of teams are going to be using that east side to rotate into circle number 1. So they are already looking good in my books. And hey, we just saw right there, Silencer Gaming. Silencer Gaming. They used to be known as LakoNostra ICE. They changed their name here for the finals. And talking to Gold Touch, they're telling me the team was just a group of friends. A group of friends that came together. They signed up for PMCO and they qualified. They qualified to make it here to the finals. So Gold Touch promised me, Dave, today, Dave, we're going to play aggressive with no fear. No fear at all. Now, game number 1, Prison, the zones. Okay, I get it. I get it. You really
they were in last
no
place,
fear, right? But that's just unlucky, right? I mean, no one could really play their game plan with that zone. I mean, we saw a couple players just kind of YOLO send in, trying to survive. But hey, Sanhok, this is a game. This is a game. Gold Touch, if you're listening, show me what you're made out of. Give me what you told me you were going to give us. And that is aggressive, no fear plays. Because you know what? At the end of the day, Silencer Gaming, they're trying to make their dreams come true out here. And that's to qualify. That's what they told me.
Okay, well, they're in 11th place so far, so they could definitely still do it, but they have to do it in these next 3 matches. That's for sure. Match number 1, definitely kind of like a screwball kind of zone. I mean, prison endings are just so chaotic. Now, Silencer Gaming did go out last in that game. At the same time, though, maybe they had no fear. Maybe they did have no fear, but still went out last. And that's just some of the situations that you have to deal with when it comes to such a competitive zone. One thing I really want to do is see them pop off, though, like you mentioned. If Gold Touch says, I want to play with no fear, we're going to start fragging out. And if they are just a group of friends, I mean, this has to be just an amazing experience just even getting this far alone. But you want to make it to that next stage. You want to be able to, feel that euphoria of making it in the top 4 and becoming an official team for the PUBG Mobile Pro League. So they still have a little ways to go. To be honest, though, at where they're at right now, if they don't pop off in these next 3 games, I think that dream is going to be one that'll have to be waiting until the next split, because some of these teams are just popping off. Look at Nacho. Hello, Daos. Just that he is just freaking out right now. That is so tough. He got caught and is out. There's nothing more surprising when you're just running around thinking there's no way that there's going to be somebody here and just getting shot at. It's literally a jump scare. So, just looked over and was like, you got to be kidding me. And Nacho was like, LOL, goodbye.
I mean, look, Nacho's by themselves. Their teammates kind of split apart over there. They are near, but Nacho just underneath that bridge. No one could have guessed. Just like game number 1, the prison ending, no one could have guessed that there would be a Nacho, a bridge troll underneath there. And that just goes to show you how sweaty the lobby is. These players are going to do anything that they can do to try to get that one up. And Nacho right there, 1 point on the board, 1 point on the board. So we'll see what will happen. Rexpect, they are currently in 5th place. They need about 21 points to qualify. So I understand why they're trying hard and playing that try hard mode, and they're going to be right here getting awfully close, or I guess I could say Hate Gaming are getting awfully close to them. Hate Gaming looking for that come up game as well.
And they already stole a kill off of Rexpect. So Rexpect did get the first blood on to Daos Legion, but they got returned fired on by Hate Gaming, and now they're going to lose 2 members. So now, just like that, Rexpect started off with that really, surprise jump scare play of getting 1 kill, and now they're down to only 2 members, just like that. So these last 2 remaining members are going to have to pretty much snake their way up and get some decent points for the rest of their team.
I think if you're going to try to play that surprise, what's up kind of play, you got to have a suppressor, though. You got to have a suppressor. Because I think when those shots were heard, that's when we saw Hate Gaming start to immediately push, right? They knew there was somebody over there. Hate Gaming, they're coming to the Sanhok match, looking to be aggressive. They need the kills. There's no fact other than they need to get a chicken dinner to keep that dream going, because they currently only have 8 placement points out of everybody in the lobby. Hate Gaming had the lowest amount of placement points. They do have kills working for them, though. They do have kills, so hopefully they can just play their game where their strong suit is, and that's rolling around the place, fragging out, getting those kill points, because that is exactly what we saw from them during the group stages. But I'm gonna say it. They're in the slumps right now. And I just hope that doesn't impact their gameplay, right? You're in the game now. We're halfway done. You still have time to come back. Like, that's a fact. You still have time to make that comeback. So let's see what they can do.
I'm going to have to disagree with you on the suppressor point.
About making a comeback?
No, not on the comeback, but on the suppressor, dude.
If you're gonna be a troll, you need the suppressor. Come on.
No suppressor, dude. I think that you have to have that. You know what? I don't care if you know where I'm at. As a matter of fact, I want you to know where I'm at, so you can peek me, so I can take out your whole squad. That's that mentality you have to have. That killer mentality, Dave. Especially if you're trying to catch up to these other killers like the pandas, dude. And what's crazy is pandas are vegetarians, but they're acting like some carnivores out here, bro. They are fragging out of their mind. So you gotta take a page from their book and start fragging out too. And guess what? If you're gonna do it with a little suppressor, a suppressor, Dave, come on. You gotta have that compensator on. That compensator. That I want to see that flash from a mile away. Let them know. Let the whole lobby start feeling the fear of your gunshots, bro. That's what you got to do. That's my opinion.
Well, they let them know. All right, and they lost 2. So I guess it's working out pretty good. Yeah. Oh, hey, we got a Botate up there as well. About time. Botate! As we are going to be witnessing Nikolai get shredded and thirsted right there. Yep. That's how it's done. LakoNostra Power, 15th place on the overall leaderboards. No limits. They are going to be 16th place. So these are our bottom teams fighting each other here.
Why does this always happen? I feel like we've seen that even yesterday when we saw them battle it out again. I think they battled it out in Sanhok yesterday, and it's the same thing here. And they just keep on berating each other. And it sucks because if they want to both like make it out of this hole, they can't be fighting each other. Like they need to be fighting teams that are much higher up than them and take them out early. But the more that these squads go out early, it's just makes it so much more difficult for them.
It's because you don't want to be known as the team that finished last, right? So, I mean, if they could swap roles, they'll be, hey, guys, we placed above you, so get better, kids.
Battle for last place already?
The battle for last place, or at least trying to force your opponents in that last place. Checking on in, Silencer Gaming. I really like how they're all pushing together a little convoy. They do have 4 up. I only see 3 of their squad mates in this little Congo line. They're going to be pulling up to one of the squad mates from Uncalled For. Not even looking in this direction. Not even looking behind them, as if there's no care in the world. Just the air breezing through their hawk's wings right there. And I wouldn't be surprised if Silencer Gaming get a point on the board right here.
Totally possible. It's totally possible. Let's see if they're going to be able to get that spot. Here goes Gold Touch. Gold Touch, no fear. Gold Touch, no fear. Find them. See them. See them, Gold Touch. Oh.
There you go.
Here's the problem. Dave, here's the issue, though. Here's the problem, man. You know, like, look, I was... Before, you know, even me becoming a competitive PUBG mobile player, I was taught at a very young age that you got to look both ways when you cross the street. Okay? Gold Touch only looked right, bro. He only looked right and straight. I mean, yeah, he hadn't crossed the street yet, but you got to be there in advance, dude. Got to be there in advance.
You ever been to
or maybe
New York?
that's the no fear.
Look, you don't even look. New York.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, maybe it's the no fear. Maybe it's because he has. Maybe it's because he has no fear, like you mentioned. You know, no fear. Doesn't have to look both ways. Just look straight ahead. But it looks like they are going to get 1 kill. Yeah, on the Karma. So that's going to be 1 point. Good start. I would like to see them to continue to play together, play tight, and really start catching up to some of these teams. And you're going to have to, and Sanhok, in my opinion, this is the map to do it. This is a map where you can end with a chicken dinner and 15 kills. Easy peasy. So I think there's only this Sanhok and tomorrow Sanhok. So this is pretty much almost one of your last chances in Sanhok to be able to have that kind of pop off game. So utilize it to its full potential. To its full potential. Get it done. Get it done.
Get her done. We saw Tixie right there with your rescue helicopter. And hey, those shots, they will alert Uncalled For. So Uncalled For, they were not looking behind them, but those shots are going to alert them and let them know, okay, we got a team behind us. Beg for Mercy was definitely one of these standout players yesterday for Exotic Alliance. They were popping off. I believe they had 1 game with 8 kills. Beg for Mercy, that snake in the grass, catching Simple off guard. Rex going to be the last one alive right now in their little buggy, just trying to survive. Next zone does close on up. We do still have some water in play, and Rex is just straight up sending it right now, just trying to survive. And it is going to be a challenge as we still have 15 other teams alive besides them.
Yo, this next zone is a 50-50. It is a coin toss on wherever the next circle is going to go. So this is toxic, to be honest. This is so difficult for these teams to decide. They have to just pick one side and hope for the best. The zone goes their way. Because if it doesn't, the problem with Sanhok is the zone timing it's ridiculous here. Faster than anywhere else. When that zone pops, and if you guys happen to be watching, keep an eye on that clock. Once you see that zone change, you have less than a minute. Less than a minute to run to the next circle. And that is just, you have to full send it. You have to run almost the second the zone pops. But how are you supposed to run when you're getting gate kept by so many teams? So tough. It's so tough. And it's going to be even harder for No Hate, who had a good game number 1. And now it is up to Octavian to save his whole team. He has to save his squad. And he's surrounded. He's pinched really hard. They both have really good angles on him. He's at a massive disadvantage. If Octavian wins this, clutch badge. Instant clutch badge. If he wins this. That's a hard day to throw. Oh, that almost did it. He gets 1. No way. Can he do it?
1v1.
But there's more people coming. There's more people coming for third parties. Octavian's in so much trouble. He hears those different bikes. He doesn't realize that that's a different team. He sees Wolves down there. And it's going to be too late. It's going to be too late. Yeah, just too much intel for the brain to process, you know, like that's so hard in that pressure situation. You hear other buggies, you think you don't know if that's part of the save team or not. And he kind of got caught in a tough spot there.
And that could have went both ways. Yeah, great effort. And I believe No Hate was the squad with that boat tape that we were talking about right there. But that could have went both ways because Wolf, they were so far away from their squad mates that Octavian definitely had that window to get those thirst onto 3 of their squad mates because Wolf was trying to play that off angle. And although it did come out on top at the end, I would even say extremely risky play, especially with how many teams are still alive. So they should be able to get the pick up here. And going back to a squad that definitely has the prime advantage considering the 50-50 zone that we saw. Hate Gaming currently going to be finding themselves in a little standoff. And hopping back on over here, though, Gamers Unite Nations, 5 kills so far, and they're playing Gatekeep right over here.
Gamers Unite Nations, they always tend to have like some random pop-off games. Like they'll have like a couple games where they just go absolutely insane and then kind of go out early. So a little bit inconsistent, but this could be that game for them to really get some big points on the board. It's gotta have that 6x spray on point. Oh, you know Herbs wants those shots back. That's a tough miss there. He's gonna get him though. Oh, one more bullet. That's all it takes. And that's the one. There he goes. Had to switch to single tapping it. Was able to get that confirmed. So that's going to be 6 kills from them. 13 teams remaining. So right now, if I look at the leaderboards, Gamers Unite Nations, they're in 9th place with 62.
Zone! Hate Gaming.
I guarantee you that's what
Hate Gaming.
That is the sound.
Hate Gaming.
That is the sound all the other teams made. You're right. Hate Gaming made the same sound, but it was a sound of excitement. You know, Hate Gaming was like, it's all us, baby. Let's go.
Sure to keep Scrimfarms out, though. They need to make sure to stand their ground. Yesterday, we saw Hate Gaming. They were so split apart, they weren't able to provide that cover fire for each other. They need to make sure, stand your ground. Do not allow Scrimfarms in. Do not. That is your key to victory, especially with Daos Legion up there to the north, who are also going to be gatekeeping all those teams trying to make it on in from that east side. So this is a huge game for Hate Gaming, and they need it. They need it bad. Jukes.
This is the second time. This is the second time we see them back-to-back Sanhoks where they had a huge advantage when it comes to this zone. So they cannot waste this opportunity like unfortunately they did yesterday. They got to pop off here. And you can see the urgency from the rest of the squads. The zone, Dave, it's already closing. It's already closing. That's it. When I said that there was less than a minute, when that zone pops, it's less than a minute. So the rest of these teams, they're going to have to get a move on it instantly. And you can see the urgency from all these squads.
Yeah, and I'm actually surprised we got Pandas, GSG, LakoNostra for Romanian Men. They're kind of in a little standoff as well. The blue zone is going to be closing on in, but they are so tunnel vision onto each other that they're not even going to be paying attention to the blue zone, as Yiz is going to be peeking Sushi, taking them down. Dexter, I believe in a bike, just full on boosting it right now. Going to be driving right past Wolf, give him a nice little honk, nice little wave.
Beep, beep.
Beep, beep. And Dexter, I don't know where you're going though. Maybe looking for some meds. Don't know. But Panda,
I don't even know. I think he knows. I don't think he knows.
Yeah,
I mean, this is a tough zone.
Tough zone. I don't know where you're going with that one. But Pandas, they got 4 up. GSG currently trying to survive as well. All these teams from that east side. Well, they have a journey. They have one heck of a journey ahead of them.
Man, I mean, this is so tough for all the teams that got hard shifted on here. Yeah, like it's so hard. Like you have to start sending it into this next circle. But like I mentioned, how are you supposed to do it when you got so many teams gatekeeping you, and kill points are so valuable that you're gonna see some teams prioritize those kills over that. And look at this. Look how far the rest of a lot of these teams and players are still in the blue zone. They're not making it out. There's no way they make it in from there. So those guys, they're dead. Now you got to focus on the next circle. And
they might as well just fight each other, right? Like they might as well just fight each other.
Yeah. I mean,
this is our first and second place team too.
When you talked about it earlier, you said how at some point you have to realize your situation and go for placement. I guarantee you, if I'm in this game and I see these hardships, I'm like, we're not making it into the circle, boys. Let's pass off all the heals to one person just in case, so he can just start getting some placement and have the other 3 push up and hope for the best. Because that's really what you have to do here. Because look at this. Look how many people, how many teams, how many players you have in the water just trying to make plays here. Look at Poppy getting a nice knock. Adding some more points to his total.
Scuba Steves.
Oh, it got shut down in return, though. Yeah, all over.
Oh, Nacho's still underneath the bridge.
Again.
Still underneath the bridge.
That is Nacho.
Three kills too from the bridge.
Yeah. And he has no reason to leave it. He has no reason to leave it, Dave. I mean, that bridge has been good to him. It has been old faithful to Nacho, and it's going to continue to be strong as the zone starts closing. The rest of the teams, yeah, you can see him going fishing. Nacho got the fishing pole out. Going to hear some swimming. Oh, actually got popped. He's got the big height advantage. Oh, who's he from the back, though?
Got him.
He's going to get that one confirm. Has to go ahead and switch. I don't think that blue zone's going to be too devastating. He has to hit the first aid now. No way. No way.
Run.
Nacho's going to run in. Oh, yeah. I was about to say there's no way. You got to heal. You got to heal. But look at Chaos. So Chaos is doing the heal strat that I'm talking about. And he's got 5th place because of that. So it's definitely viable with these kind of really insane zones. But it looks like it's Daos Legion versus Hate Gaming. Though these are going to be, one of these teams is going to be the winner, without a doubt. Because these are the only teams that have options. Daos does have the zone now. So that's going to be a big advantage for them. Hate Gaming have to cross the wide open. And they got 2 members on top of some rocks again. Oh, this is going to be tough. It's going to be tough for Hate Gaming here. They have to hit some shots. That's the only way they're going to beat Daos.
And don't count out our solo who's out there in the blue healing up.
Third place.
Because we have 3 teams. Yeah, we have 3 teams still alive, and 3rd place is 10 points. Sava sees some action, sees some movement over there, sees a little pixel. They do have that boulder to work with. Jaja and Sheep, who are going to be closing this gap from that west side using these compounds for cover. They need to lay down some type of suppression fire. I feel like they need to get the attention of Daos Legion so that their other 2 squad mates can make it across that open terrain safe and sound. But as I say that, they're making it regardless. So I am really surprised here that Daos Legion, they aren't being a little more aggressive here because they had the zone, right? They had the zone. Hate Gaming, they were the squad that needed to push across that open field downhill right there.
I think it's lack of info, and plus they're down a member, so that's tough. But one thing I really want to comment on before we get this fight started is that GSG Europe did go out. So now it's the top 2 teams. And this goes to show when you said, and I've said as well, like when's the time to start going passive? If you would have done a first aid strat, 3rd place. 3rd place. We just saw it work. And that's 10 points. That's huge. That is huge. So in a game where you don't have the best zone, to get 10 points in placement is a big accomplishment. So at the end of the day, that's going to be on that side. Now we got to focus on who's going to get the top chicken dinner here between Daos and Hate. And when it comes to Daos, their position, yeah, they had the dominant one, but they didn't have a lot of information. There's a lot of buildings nearby. None of them really want to peek out too hard. And I think they're content, especially being a team that's already in, top 3. So they're going to be pretty set. They're going to catch Fox on the way out. So that's going to even up the fight. Now it's going to be a 3v3 between these 2 teams. Hate Gaming are going to have to push into... Oh, I'm sorry. No, Daos have to push into Hate Gaming now. So Hate Gaming has
Fox,
the advantage, but they got to make a play here.
Fox was playing that off angle. I would have liked to saw just Fox stay out there. Maybe take a little blue damage. Sava pushing on up. M4 with the 4 times trying to get that spray down. Was spotted, but the even trade. Rich needs to make sure not to get taken out from the blue zone. Rich extremely low in the health department. The grenades are going to start to ring. Put some damage on the board. Jaja getting picked up here.
I'm surprised he was even able to make it that far ahead. Like, I thought he was going to take it down instantly. That's pretty insane. So, what a nade from Rich. That's a big one. That's even up the fight to 2v2 now. Vasi was able to push up. Jump shots coming on out. Not going to be enough. Vasi's going to shut him down. So now Slick has to make a play 2v1. He's going to catch the 1, but not going to be enough to get the 2. So Daos Legion, out of position, are able to steal the chicken dinner away from Hate Gaming EU. Regardless, Hate Gaming EU got 2nd place. So the difference is really, honestly, actually, it's 5 points. It's a 5-point difference because if Hate Gaming won that, they would have got the 2 kills and the extra placement, which is a 3 point. So I really want to kind of keep that in my head because what happens if Hate Gaming do not make it by 5 points? That's the crazy part. Every single point matters so much. And that's just something I think you have to think about. You got to think about going forward.
Still, big improvement though. Big improvement if we
That's
were
true.
to compare Hate Gaming to yesterday's Sanhok, where they kind of just let that dub slip through their fingers. But this time around, they took their advantage. They made sure to do what we mentioned, take out Scrimfarm. They did that, and then from there, they just kept pushing and showing up. They had 4 up at the end as well. They had the numbers, but Fox forced to run across that zone, and they're spotted. Rich though. Rich, we were kind of joking about Rich, game 1 running into that rock, and I'm going to say getting their squad killed, because after Rich ran into that rock, they drew some cover fire and some fire themselves, and they lost 2 of their squad mates. But Rich, with the winning play right there, the final blow to make sure to get that chicken dinner, Rich is like, all right, you guys, you might not let me drive, but you will let me get the final kill, get that winner chicken dinner. And that's going to be another win for them as well. So we're starting to see that gap that we're talking about get bigger and bigger every single game, which makes it even more harder for teams on the hunt trying to close that gap.
Every single time you see one of the top 4 teams perform really well, that gap's just going to get thicker and thicker and thicker. For all the teams below, they need to hope that those top 4 squads throw and they do good. That's how you're going to be able to catch up. It's either that, or if they don't throw, you can't do good. You need to do great. You need to do insane in order to catch up to them. So there's still 2 matches left to go. I'm really looking forward to seeing what the leaderboards are going to look like, because I think we're going to definitely see some adjustments from the last game. So, ladies and gentlemen, hope you've enjoyed the watch so far. We'll catch you right back after this break. What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to the PUBG Mobile Club Open Spring Split EUS, sponsored by Xiaomi. Innovation for everyone. So 2 games are down. Match number 3 is about to be underway, and we're going to be heading to the desert that is Miramar. So we're going to keep on mentioning this over and over, Dave. I'm sure that you can pretty much be on my side when it comes to this, of just how important it is to make it into top 4. So to be honest, I'm going to be a little extra brutal on some of these squads. I'm going to be very, very upfront because I know what happens if you do make it and all the potential, the life-changing amount of opportunities that you have if you can. So that's why I want to be as real as possible for some of these teams and not kind of, I'm not going to sugarcoat it because this is the start. This is the start for a lot of these squads.
And we also know what happens when you don't qualify. Those tweets, they get sent out, those free agent tweets, those teams disbanding. Hey, it is what it is. I mean, if you don't qualify with your current team and you want to continue pushing forward, you only got 2 options. And that's to send it back to the drawing board with your current team, try to improve as a unit, or say, hey, fellas, I just do a sticky note. See you later. See you later. I'm going free agent. I'm going to find myself a better team. I don't need you. And we've seen that a lot of times. I mean, that's just the name of the game. So honestly, if you are one of these players that I'm talking about that might be looking to be a free agent and you already might have counted your team out, like, we're not going to make it. I still think it's a good time for you as an individual to get into these games and start popping off, fragging out, and making a name for yourself.
Bro, pop off big time. I mean, we've seen before squads in PMCO, players in PMCO that didn't make it. We've seen teams that have qualified in PMPL pick them up. Like literally say, hey, guess what? We need a 4th member. We saw you frag out in PMCO. Why don't you come and play with us? So that way you can go ahead and get an opportunity here. So in order to get that chance, though, you gotta use this as your talent show. This is your audition for a lot of these squads if you do not make it. But at the same time, I know you want to. So let's go ahead and take a look at the leaderboards so we can see where all the teams are standing after match number 2. Daos Legion, first place now. I mean, look at this. I mean, we're starting to see the top 4 mix up like crazy. And another thing too, though, Dave, is what really matters, 4th versus 5th place. And you look at Rexpect Esports, 21 points. The gap's the same, Dave. The gap's the same. This is what I was talking about. This is what I was talking about earlier on. This is what I've been saying all day. This is why I've been stressing it. Look at that. The same gap.
They're consistent with making sure to have the consistent amount of points needed to qualify. I respect it. I respect that. And I mentioned at the top of the show that 4th place, those teams looking to close that gap, get that ladder. I think I compared it to the team in 12th place. And if I don't mistake it, I think I said around 30 points was the gap between 4th and 12th. Now it's going to be 44 points. So not only is that gap between 4th place and 5th starting to develop, well, the gap pretty much between 4th place and everybody else is also increasing as the top teams, they're just soaking up all the points, man. They're just the point sponges right now in the lobby for the most part.
And you saw Hate Gaming EU had a great 2nd place finish. So they moved up a little bit to 13th with 56 points. But I mean, what is that? 50 points difference? So they're going to have some pop-off games. They're going to need to do it here in match number 3, which is Miramar. And this match is almost underway, Dave. It's almost underway already. So these squads better be locked. They better be loaded. And they be ready to frag out because they cannot do as good as the top 4 teams. You have to do better. So let's go ahead and see if any of these teams are going to be able to do it as we get match number 3 started. Let's go.
Ladies and gentlemen, the second to last Miramar game of the PMCO Finals for West Europe. This is the time. This is the time to drop it like it's hot. If you are one of those teams looking to make that come up, hey, Mariners, throw them out the window. I don't care. No respect at all. You might be friends outside of the game, but when we get inside the game, you better bet if I'm desperate, like we saw Nacho last game playing that bridge troll, if I'm desperate, I'm going to try to be as snaky as possible, and I might hot drop you. I might gatekeep you. I might pop all your tires in your vehicles and eliminate that utility. I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure that I come out on top. And I think that has to be the mentality for a lot of these teams, as at least half the lobby right now, they currently need minimum 30 points to even have the option to qualify tomorrow. So hopefully some teams could, start thinking ahead right now and maybe change some things up, Hot Jukes. Now's the time.
Big facts. They gotta pop off. They just have to. I mean, I almost feel like I'm just saying the same thing over and over, but it's just really what it is. It's really just the fact of the matter. They cannot just put up a 6-point game or an 8-point game for the rest of the tournament. If they do that, they're not making it. They need to have a chicken dinner. They need to have a top 3 finish, and they need to put up about 10 kills, in all honesty. That's going to really put you into the game for top 4. If you don't do that, then sorry, you're just not going to make it. That's just the fact of the matter. But I want to see them do it. I know that there's so much potential in these teams. I mean, you're looking at who is in 5th place, Rexpect Esports, a solid squad. Scrimfarm. We've seen Scrimfarm have some of the best games in this entire tournament. So, I mean, the potential is there. They just have to do it. And the thing is, though, you got to look at who our top 4 is. Daos Legion, Panda, GSG Europe, 4 Romanian Men. These squads have just been ultra consistent. So that's just what it is. That's what it is. You can have some really good teams not make it. At the same time, in order to make it to the top levels, you have to be one of the best teams on the planet. That's really what it takes. So whatever is inside of you, bring it on out and show up, baby. Show up and pull up, as Dave likes to say. So that way you can go ahead and start making some of that bread. Some of that bread, Dave.
Making some of that bread. Pour one for the homies right now. That's a fact. All right, ladies and gentlemen, pour one for the homies, considering we got uncalled for, currently in 14th position, fighting once again. No limits, 16th position. These bottom teams, man, they are just magnets. They attract each other like a fly to a light. And something that really stands out to me has to be Simple's position all the way up there. I'm not even sure what type of weaponry Simple has at this point, considering we're checking in with their squad mates. They got an ump. I saw Kramer, I think, with 2 shotguns. So the loot situation isn't the best.
Not the best. Gotta make a play.
Nikolai needs to watch out. Nikolai getting spooked right there. Pulling back with this grenade. Had to have heard something. Gonna be cooking this grenade. Just a random toss. Gonna be impacting some damage to themselves right there. Oh, Nikolai.
And the big problem is, I don't know if it's Nikolai or Nikola, but regardless, he's got to watch out without hitting those nades a little too quickly. And the big thing is, though, he has to realize that he does have that Bison, but it's still so early game. He's not going to have a lot of these players are not going to have a lot of helmets or vests, so you can still do some massive damage with that gun. But I think it's because it is a Bison. That's the reason why he's a little bit more hesitant to press this. And I think we're seeing hesitation from both these squads, because both these squads need to have massive performances, especially uncalled for. I think they have a really good chance to be able to make it if they have a good pop-off game. How did that nade not knock him? That's crazy. I mean, from this angle, it looked like it was money, but it happened to be just a little bit off. So it looks like both these teams realizing, hey, you know what? Let's avoid these fights, man. We do not want to deal with any of this drama early on. And let's try and survive. Never mind. Psych. Ricks, look at that.
Oh, I want to see what Simple does. I mean, Simple has like free and clear sightlines, or did, onto Gringo.
Oh, 1v1. Nice knock.
Surprise right there. An ump to the face, but the Tommy gun coming out on top right there, trying to get the confirm. So I'm still looking at the kill feed. I am waiting for Simple to do something from their insane off angle up there on top of the hill. But it looks like, I think we're going to have a 2v3 right now. Honestly, uncalled for, they could still win this one.
They definitely can, and that's just so crazy. Is like he was able to get that return knock, but it was 1 second too late. And 1 second too late, your teammates thirsted. And that's exactly what happened. So that just goes to show you like how tight, how on point you have to be in order to save your teammate in those kind of situations. Otherwise, they're going to take you out every single time. And man, now uncalled for are down 2 members. They're going to go for the thirst here, and they're going to get it. So it's basically now a 2v2. And to be honest with you, Dave, considering that like both these teams need to put up, like we mentioned, for top 3 finishes and chicken dinners, I think this is an L for both of these squads. I really do.
Simple was up there on top of the mountain doing some finger painting while their squad mates were getting shredded. So I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying. So let's see. Simple, you got to make the comeback right now. You got to redeem yourself in my eyes. Looks like No Limits. They're going to be somewhat split from each other. Yeah, I'm always watching.
Dave is watching. Both Dave's always watching.
The duos are split. But I think the goal is try to group up without being knocked in the process. And then maybe you have two options. You get the revenge play. You're already in dead last. Or you try to survive and get some placement points.
Yeah, and just look at these guys. This is the thing. Now that it looks like they're trying to push away from these fights. They're starting to push away now. And the problem is, why didn't they just do this earlier? Did you really have to lose two teammates in order to decide that this isn't the fight to take? Early game fights are so dangerous because even if you do win it, for the most part, you're most likely going to lose somebody because all of you guys are not going to have all the gear that you want. You're not going to have, that full kit, level 2 helmet, level 2 vest, and getting knocked is just so easy. So that's why you see all the top squads in PMGC, other levels. It's almost like they have a gentleman's agreement at the start of saying, hey, we're going to avoid each other completely, and then we'll fight each other later on, unless we see some crazy hot drops or something. Oh, he almost got stuck there. Yeah. That's a disgusting spot right there. Just imagine camping it out there for the rest of the game. If the zone goes on you, ooh, you're good.
Ooh. I'm a box, man. And I actually spoke to Gringo from Uncalled For today, and they said that they've been playing together since season 6 as a squad, and this is their first time qualifying for the PMCO Finals. That last year they played in the PMCO qualifiers and did not qualify, so they made it one step further when it comes to this time around, and they still have a couple more games to go to possibly qualify. But all I know is they need to change up something now. Every single game we see Uncalled For, they are hot dropping somebody, they are near somebody. They are the first team to get into an engagement, and that just has not been working out for them so far. That's just a fact that you can see on the leaderboard.
What's the word, Dave? What's the word that you need? Consistency, bro. Consistency. And guess what? If you go and die early because you're hot dropping people, you're not going to have that consistency. You know what you're going to have? You're going to have consistent 14th place. That's what you're going to have. That's what you're going to have if you keep on doing that. So they need to stop having that type of consistency and start looking at the consistency that Daos Legion have and Panda have. And you know how they get that, Dave? With kills, not in the early game, but in the late game. In the late game, where the championship points are earned. Oh, beg for mercy. Please hit this. Please hit it. Please hit it.
They need to watch the Terminator tonight. That's what they need to do. And then tomorrow just come in here like I'm Arnold, just straight fragging out. If you're going to hot drop people, you need to make sure you frag out. I'll be back. Yeah, that's what they're going to say. Hey,
beg for mercy. Open.
DSS. Those shots, though.
Too strong.
Woo! Too strong. Beg for mercy. This is the second game in a row that you are the first one taken out on your squad. And I said it multiple times. Beg for mercy is such a crucial player for the squad of Exotic Alliance. They need to make sure to keep it alive, honestly.
Good nade.
Zombie? Oh,
a little too far. It's a hard nade to throw. Anytime you have nades on the mountain, it's so difficult. Zombie's lit as heck. He needs Nightmare. He needs his teammates to come help him now. Nightmare does get a knock onto Octavian. That's a really good return one, but he cannot be not peeking. He needs to be putting nothing but suppressive fire to allow Zombie to heal up a little bit. And now Zombie is going to have that sneak shot angle, and the fight is starting to turn on to No Hate. No Hate cannot afford to lose this one. And now it's just Tudor and Jaguar Meow trying to be able to help out their teammate. But look at Jaguar. He's completely on the opposite end. He can't help out his squad here.
The play that Jaguar is doing right now reminds me of last game on Sanhok, that Wolf that we saw. Wolf going for that really wide off angle, trying to catch him by surprise. But at this level, PMCO, I just don't think these players could really afford to do that, especially this late into the game. I think you just need to stay grouped up and increase your odds of coming out on top of these team fights, because they are so unpredictable. And I believe we are going to see No Hate probably lose one of their squad mates right now in that smoke, as Looking on over here at Exotic Alliance, they're just hovered all around them.
Oh, resets. And then the longer the fights last, the more opportunity you have to get third-partied. Jaguar needs to stop meowing, and he needs to start barking, dude. He needs to start hitting some big shots to help out his teammates, because just like that, they're going to have a sacrificial lamb that is one of their teammates, man. It's going to be a tough loss. It's going to be a tough loss because they need to put up some big points. Oh, Andy's in trouble. That vehicle is on fire.
Blow it up.
And there's the explosion.
Oh,
Got him.
door.
Got him. So now that's the opening up. They have to start pressing this. They know it's a 3v2 situation. They got to start going. You have to get aggressive at some point. You have to. You can't just let them reset. Go. Yeah, now they're starting to push here. Jaguars got the front line. Going to be an easy nade. And that's going to get the finish. Nice play. I mean, that's exactly what you need to do. But that hesitation, Dave.
Gone.
That hesitation. Every little second of hesitation is the reason why you lose one member. And it increases your risk of getting third-partied and getting taken out. So you have to understand that when you got those knocks, those opportunities, send it, baby. You have no choice. You got to do it. Especially when you're playing catch-up to Panda, Daos Legion, GSG Europe, and 4 Romanian Men, bro. They got a thick point gap. A thick point gap that you got to make up. And you got to make it up with kills. With kills, baby.
Also, I think it's about just reading the situation a little better. And I think that comes with time, right? Because no hate right there. They saw Andy pop into the Bronco. That right there, I mean, we're in the middle of a team fight. If you're popping a Bronco, to me, that's you trying to run away, right? You're scared. You're trying to get on out of this fight. If I'm no hate, I'm gonna be like, yo, they're scared, right? They're not going to be aware of us pushing so aggressive. So if I was no hate, I would have just straight up sent it while they were nervous. And they did. But they, like you said, had a little bit of hesitation. I feel like they could have timed it a little better. They did lose one in the process, but hey, they came out on top. So every single team fight, you just take what you learned and apply it to your future games. You should be good. Looking on over here, Entropiq in Rexpect Esports. This could be a big fight. Rexpect, they need about 20 points to close that gap. If they can get 4 points right here, well, they're going to be looking good.
Yeah, they're going to be looking good. They just can't afford to lose people early on. And as soon as I say that, Nacho, dude, gets taken out. Doing so well under the bridge last game. It's going to get caught on rotation here. And it doesn't look, I don't see any urgency from the rest of the team to really go pick him up. So, yeah, he's going to get thirsted. So it's up to the rest of the team to make it up for him. One of the members from GSG, Andalito, is going to be taken out early as well. So GSG Europe trying to put up some points on the board. And going against, what is this, 4 Romanian Men? So this is going to be a good fight. If these are two teams that are currently sitting in the top 4. So this is what the rest of the lobby needs to be looking at. These are the kind of fights that need to happen if the rest of the lobby wants to catch up. Because these top 4 squads have to go out early. And they need to start putting up some big points on the board. So it's going to be interesting to see that these teams are opting to really, really press each other right now.
And Sushi is just so concentrated right now onto GSG. They have a squad right above them as well. Once when these shots erupt, you have to assume that squad right above them is going to peek on over there and try to third party that one. So they need to be really careful, but they do have a ton of points to play with, even if they get taken out right now this early on. Team Night Target looking to take a fight. This is what I like to see. No hate, going to be inside that compound only with 3. Exal in that little hot dog building doing some scouting while their squad mates are on the approach.
Yeah, and right now we're just seeing a lot of just information gathering from all these squads. You got Bardot up on top with Rexpect, so he has a big opportunity to kind of third party this fight down below. And we'll have to see what play is going to be made. Like, what is the initial knock right here? Because they're all holding the edge of the circle. I don't really see any urgency from any of these teams to really start pressing these fights. So I think that they're just going to honestly just hold this for as long as they can, unless you see someone they can catch slipping.
Ooh, yeah. Rexpect looking like they might be the squad slipping, just cresting over the hill with their Bronco. Bronco taking a couple shots, and those shots are going to at least give Team Night Target a little better information when it comes to how many squad mates might be there, right? Because they heard a couple guns, they heard a couple different guns. Next zone goes on up. Another great zone for Hate Gaming EU, who last game, second place. Second place. They went up a couple placement points in the overall leaderboard. This could be back-to-back games where they get some consistent points and try to play that catch-up game that we keep talking about.
I mean, Hey Gaming EU, prior to that last match, they had 35 points in total. And that was over 9 matches. In the 10th match, which was last match, they had 21 points. So they almost doubled their score just like that in one game. So this is going to be another opportunity for them. You have to take advantage of the times where you get these really favorable zones, and you got to do extremely well. So I'm going to really be looking at them again to have a similar performance to last game here.
I'm looking at
nice return shots.
The Pandas are just piling up 3 strong in that Bronco. They are no care in the world. I think, I saw one of their squad mates leaning out the window, trying to take some drive-by shots. And this is just a team that is just playing with confidence, who really aren't scared to get taken out right now, and for good cause. I mean, no chicken dinner. They're in second place with a ton of kills, and I think that's what they're going to continue to do, is just kind of roam around the place and look for these fights. Rexpect, we saw Nacho got taken out really early on, leaving them with just 3 up, and here we go. We're going to see a push right now from No Limits.
All right, well, No Limits be able to make this play. No Limits are in last place, so they need a miracle, I think, at this point. Almost every single game that they play has to be a top 3 finish if they wanna be able to catch up to these teams. 2 kills so far, but due to that initial fight, the early game fight, they're stuck as a duo. And to be honest, I don't see them making it out alive from Rexpect. I don't see it.
On the outskirts. Ooh, the Uzi spray. Missing a couple of these shots. Bardaw's going to be pissed after that one. Poppy making the approach as well. 3v2. Simple. Using some bullets in that magazine. So we got 2 Uzis on the inside. And here comes the push. Caster is going to be by themselves with the scar in hand to pre-fire. Here comes the support.
That's a nice angle.
3 members from Rexpect. This is a nice push from them. Simple. Jumping on off. Trying to go for some sneaky play maybe here.
All right, Simple. There you go. Beautiful little angles he's throwing around. Nice little shenanigans. Making it tough, making it hard for Rexpect to kind of understand where they're at. But that one knock on to Reeks is going to be huge. It's all up to Simple to make the play. He's going to catch 1, 2 with the laydown, but can't catch 3, man. This is what it's all about. This is the hard part of comp PUBG Mobile, is you cannot do these crazy 1v3s, 1v4s against top squads unless they throw, unless they make a huge mistake. It's just too much pressure. Can't deal with it. You can only take so many bullets.
Nightmare trying to cook a molly over here. Gotta be baiting out Jaguar with that open door, going for that pre-fire through that window. Jaguar, the blue zone, gonna be right on front of him, or right on top of him, that is. Jaguar
he's on fire.
GG. With the grenade, can't even toss it. Nightmare coming out on top in this 1v1 battle right there on the edge of the blue zone. 4 Romanian men, dead center, high ground.
Oh, baby.
All right, high ground, dead center. 12 teams to go. 4 Romanian men are looking so strong right now. But this is Miramar. We see El Chapo on Miramar, always making some plays, but this is going to be Scrimfarms across the street. Clown looking to up their kill count today. El Chapo, they always got the Golden Marauder. Always. You know that that guy likes to shine. And for him to rock that Golden Marauder, there's only one of them in the entire game. You know he's heading over straight to Hacienda to get it. Now, for Romanian Men, they're obviously in the best spot, and with how they've been playing, I don't see them getting less than double-digit kills here. Like, they have to have a great performance. LakoNostra Power, though, Style 77 in that bus, that thing is on fire. He's going to be stuck spamming first aids, though, because this is zone number 5. This is one of the most unforgiving circles, especially going on out from here. You got to watch out because Papa Blue is not playing around when it comes to zone 5. Uh-oh. Nasty in the shack. LakoNostra Power, no clue in the world that Nasty is going to be here. Scrimfarms trying to make their way on up the hill as well. Right into the hands of Silencer Gaming. So both these squads are going to be duking it out while Silencer Gaming are in their compound. They have the potential to third party. And here comes Nasty from the shack, from the window, whipping all the bullets here. And ALG trying to get a nice little grenade in there. Tommy gun in hand. Nasty might have fired the wrong shots right there, and now it's going to be a 2v1.
It looked like he had that angle, but it wasn't going to be enough. He just get one.
Oh,
He gets two! Nasty! Nasty from Silencer. Great from Silencer Gaming, shutting it down. But oh, El Chapo, this is the one. So, it was a good play, but never mind. He closed the door.
Closed.
He closed the door, and now El Chapo. Yeah. Molly will break the door open. That will break the door open. Is he gonna go for it? Oh, he went behind it. Perfectly played. Now Nasty's on fire. He's in big trouble. He's gonna go for the first aid here. Looks like he might get it. Oh, he might get saved though. El Chapo's gonna have to be stuck having to hit the lay down and get that first aid off quickly. So Nasty, I mean, making some crazy plays, just refusing to go down.
I mean, redeeming themselves after those initial shots, right? From that little window that they had. So Nasty and El Chapo in their own little skirmish, while Nasty's teammates are trying to defend their compound from Scrimfarm, trying to push up the hill.
Scrimfarm. But Scrimfarm had 2 down. Scrimfarm had 2 down, almost 3 down. And because of that engagement on the side, it allowed Scrimfarm to completely reset and get their entire team up. And we know what this squad can do once they have a full squad and start pressing from the edge. Beautiful smoke plays. This is exactly the kind of smokes that they need to be throwing them right on their face, completely eliminating their sight line. Silencer Gaming realized that they're going to push up on us now. We have to run away. Yeah, and that's exactly what they're doing.
The offensive smokes, right? The offensive smokes from Scrimfarm. Very smart because that blocks the sight line. Silencer Gaming, they have no time to even react because now they got 4 squad mates, the enemies, right at their front doors.
Yeah, that's that. Silencer Gaming almost need to have to press up into that. Nice little 3-peek with that Tommy gun. Now he's in a 1v1 situation. Good shots back and forth. He's going to get 2 on his own, but here comes number 3. Can he handle 3? Oh, the jump out. So risky. Not going to end up paying off, though, and now you can see Scrimfarms are just going to do exactly what they do. They don't mind getting knocked. They don't mind having to reset because they work together as a team. They go and even if 2 gets knocked down, they get the finish, just pick each other back up, get looted up, healed, and on to the next fight. That's what you got to do.
What's so crazy is Nasty's still alive too. Nasty's in the back end of this, the last one up with her squad mate. And I think Nasty tried to push out of the shack, but there's another squad that tried to the third partiers right there. But yeah, that jump out shot right there, that was some next level. Almost was able to get it. Scrimfarms going for those heals, those revives, and the resets. But for Romanian Men, we called it. They had the position, they had the zone, they got the high ground. Now it's just time for them to defend it pretty much against everybody on that west side. And that's where everybody is. 6 teams to go. All the teams are on the west side. That east side is completely barren, completely empty, as we see Ambot popping up with the barrel. 6 kills already onto the squad of 4 Romanian Men.
And that kill total is only going to get higher because they have a great position. And when you have a squad that's already one of the top teams in the lobby that have such a great position, they're gonna frag out. They are definitely gonna frag out here. So they are in the dominant position. The rest of the teams really need to start pressing up. I like Scrimfarm's position right here. Slick is able to get a big knock though with that AK. The rest of Scrimfarms need to come help. Clown is sitting in a shack. Not sure why he isn't with the rest of his team. That is really interesting. And just like that, half of the Scrimfarm team is gone.
And I think it's time for Nasty to finally move out of their shack. I think the coast is clear. 4 Romanian Men, they got a used car lot up here. They have, I think I counted 4 or 5 different vehicles that they can utilize to create their own cover if they wanted to. And as if they didn't already have that advantage, there's going to be a crate, a care package right at the tip of the mountain, right for the taken on the side of 4 Romanian Men. Hey, it could be an M249, but I know it is going to be some level 3 gear, much needed, especially this late into the game.
4 Romanian Men got this. But one thing when it comes to Scrimfarms, when you have so much pressure and so little time, you have to make those split decisions and split calls of what the plan is. And I think that right there, they had 2 different ideas. One said, let's go right. One said, let's go left. And by the time they both realized what was going on, half their team's dead. So that's what's tough. At this high level, you have to have so much synergy that when that play's wide open, look at Exile catching one of the Romanian Men out in the open, tries to go for the finish. Is almost going to get baited out by the rest of the team, so he's going to be able to steal at least 1 point. There goes iBot. Dexter's looking to get their revenge. And look at 4 Romanian Men. Even though it's just 1 player, they're not going to risk it. They're not going to risk a 1v1. They're going to send it all onto one person. Clown wins the trade onto Nasty. Oh, but gets caught at the end. So 4 Romanian men are going to win match number 3 as expected with their position. And it looks like they're going to do it with 10 kills in total. So double digits. They definitely ended up finishing with that. Scrimfarms in second place with 5 kills, though. And prior to this game, Scrimfarms was in 6th place. So this is a big game. Huge game for Scrimfarms.
4 Romanian men, 25 points right there. And the synergy that they demonstrated, we saw 3 members all collapse at the same time from multiple angles to take out that solo, make sure that there's no opportunity for them to get backstabbed, was just beautiful. And honestly, Nasty from Silencer Gaming popping up at the end, trying to get revenge onto Scrimfarm, because Scrimfarm, that was the team that pushed Nasty's squad mates and overthrew them from their safety of their compound. Daos Legion, 10th place. So Daos Legion, they came into this match first place on the overall leaderboard, and then right beneath them in 11th place is Panda. So that's going to be our first and second place squads getting taken out pretty early on, and that's kind of good. That's kind of good if you are Scrimfarm, because you need to close that gap, and with those top teams getting taken out with maybe only 3 points, they weren't not able to soak up all those points that game. So Scrimfarm, don't count them out yet. You cannot count them out yet, because Scrimfarm, this was a team, if you recall, Jukes, when we look back at group stages, they, I think, were like in 30th place the last day, and then they just popped off. That was the day that Clown just started getting a massive amount of kills, and I believe they got chicken dinner as well. So they went from like 30th place on the last day to 7th place on the last day. So this is a team, they have that clutch factor, right? And if they can clutch it out today, they're going to set up tomorrow to be within reach of qualifying. And that would be great for the squad.
It'd be huge. I mean, that they definitely earned their clutch badge then. And I think that if they continue to perform like the way they just did right now, they're going to earn another one. They're going to earn another one and get a chance, because now I think after this match, I think I can confidently say they are pretty solidly in contention for top 4. They need to finish off strong, though. There's still one more game left to go, and that's going to set the pace for tomorrow, man, because tomorrow is going to be, oh, man, all heck's going to break loose, because it's going to be insane to see who is going to be the top 4 squads representing the EUS division into the PUBG Mobile Pro League. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to find that out a little bit later on, but of course, we got one match left here today, and we'll go ahead and see that last match after this short break. What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to the PUBG Mobile Club Open Spring Split EU West, sponsored by Xiaomi. Innovation for everyone. Last game here of day number 3. It's a big momentous moment for a lot of these squads. We saw some of these teams really start to put in some work here to hopefully make it into the top 4, because at the end of the day, that's all that matters. Top 4 teams are going to be moving on to the PUBG Mobile Pro League, and it's this game and tomorrow with only 4 more matches left to go. So that window of opportunity, it's closing. The window of opportunity, the door of opportunity, both of them starting to close, Dave. And guess what? It's starting to get hot in here. So they need to, and in order to open up those windows and open up those doors of opportunity, guess what you're going to need, Dave? You tell me. You tell the people exactly what they need. You tell them.
Some points, baby. Some points. A frying pan, chicken dinner, some kills. Let's bring up the scoreboard, because we're having some movers here today. Yeah, we're having some big time movers. And Scrimfarm, we were talking about it before the break. Scrimfarm, they are known to pull out the clutch card, when it matters. And right now they're in 5th place. So they bumped out Rexpect Esports, who have been in 5th place all day long. Scrimfarms, they are within reach right now of taking that 4th place position. GSG, 4th place. Daos Legion, this is like such a huge change up for the squad, because they have been top 4 the entirety of PMCO Finals. And looking back at the group stage, they're in 13th position. So they took what they learned during the group stage and they completely changed it up and improved big time. 3rd place, that's huge, man.
That's massive, dude. I'm just trying to think about how intense this is going to be tomorrow. How intense this game is, how important it is, because the gap from 4th to 5th, it's closed a lot. And I've been keeping an eye on our viewers watching today, and I have been seeing almost nothing but go GSGs in the chat. There's so many fans for GSG Europe, and now they are in that position to where they need to put up some points. They definitely need to have a lot more urgency, because the gap from 4th to 5th, it's been reduced. It has been reduced. Now it is what? How many points is that in total difference? That's going to be a total of, 19. So 2 points less than what we saw before. But if Scrimfarms has another pop-off game, it can easily happen. And to be honest with you, with 5 games left to go, there are still a lot of these squads that are still in contention for this top 4. But if you're GSG Europe, you need to put up some good points to make that gap way bigger, to the point to where a lot of these other teams can't touch you.
So 4th place to 16th place, 84 points, no limits.
Woo!
So I'm trying to see 84 and just divided by 5, because that's how many games we have left. That is 17 points per game they need. They need 17 points. Remember, a chicken dinner is 15 points. So a couple chicken dinners and a massive amount of kills. And that is just to qualify. That's not that 1st place. And that's not taking into consideration everybody else getting points on the board as well. So no limits. They need that ladder now that we keep talking about. We've been talking about since day number 2.
Bro, they don't need a ladder, bro. They need a helicopter. Yeah, I was about to say that's what they need. That's what they need. Yeah, in all honesty, I think it's not going to happen. For these other teams to be a little bit more realistic, you look at Silencer Gaming, no hate, who have 75, 74 points. I think even this game, they need double-digit kills in a chicken dinner. If you pull up 10 kills in a chicken, that's 25 points. That's 25 points, and that'll allow you tomorrow to have a bad game, because that's what you have to really think about. Is you still have a Sanhok match where the zone is so unpredictable. You're gonna have a Miramar match tomorrow, and if you have a bad zone there and you're in a position where you need to have 4 insane games, you're gonna have to put a lot of things up to the sky to hopefully get that luck, get that zone luck, and we don't see it really happen very often, especially here at this high level. So last match here for the evening, ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be to Erangel, the map where all these players are going to know well. Let's see which team is going to come out on top in this crucial game for the PUBG Mobile Club Open Spring Split EU West. Let's get it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, hey, big shout out to you, the fans, the viewers watching, cheering on your team right now in the chat. GSG, some Scrimfarms, some Team Night Targets. Let us know who you are here cheering for. But at the end of the day, we thank you. We thank you for watching these teams try to live up to their expectations and make their dreams come true. And the final map of today, and then 4 more games tomorrow. PMCO Finals will officially be concluded. You're either top 4 or you're nothing. I mean, that's what it is. Top 4 will move on into PMPL. Huge. And that, I believe, starts in March with some cash money. That cheddar, baby, online. So
Ooh.
getting into this game, Hot Jukes, who do you want to win? I haven't asked you that yet. Who do you want to win? This is just you personally. Who do you want to win? I want Hate Gaming. How about that? I want Hate Gaming to win.
You want Hate Gaming? Okay, if you want Hate Gaming, yeah. I think that would make... okay, so if I were to kind of go around that side, because personally, I think Scrimfarm have a lot of potential. I think that they could be a really fun team to watch in the Pro League. So I think that they are pretty close. But at the same time, if you're saying Hate Gaming, honestly, I think Exotic Alliance, if they have like a pop-off match here, or even Rexpect, honestly, Rexpect. I'm gonna say Rexpect, because okay. I want to see Rexpect win this, because then it would be a big battle between a lot of these squads. No limits, dude. Come on. Hold on. Sorry. Oh, that's a big fight. That's a big win right there. And that is Exotic Alliance. So now
punched out.
Rip Exotic Alliance. No limits are coming in, BMing people when they're in last place. I mean, hey, might as well put out some highlights at this point. But that's
what these teams they need to start thinking about, right? Like the BM coming out from teams that have honestly nothing to lose. No limits, LakoNostra power, uncalled for. They can do whatever they want and not have a care in the world. So right now they're just trying to drop into the game and play the best PUBG Mobile that they can play. So teams that are actually like on the hunt to make it to that top 4, they need to take into consideration that drops are no longer safe. Beg for mercy! Say no limits, get out of here, man. You want to drop us? No limits, I'm gonna smack you. But back to my point is teams on the hunt, they need to start taking into consideration, like they're not gonna have the early game all peaceful, all butterflies and flowers, right? They need to make sure to be looking around them with that little eyeball indicator in game around them, checking on the parachutes, right? They need to make sure they know if there's a team dropping near them, because now as we get towards the end of the event, teams are going to be dropping near each other.
See, you don't need to be worrying about that. You need to be worrying for Beg for Mercy going to be drop shotting you, bro. That's what you need to watch out for right there, because that was gross. That was disgusting. To be able to get that kind of finish, that's bad. But I mean, back to your point, that's exactly what you're right. That's exactly what they need to do. You can send somebody out a little bit later and just make sure that no one is dropping close, because you can't afford to have an early engagement, because with so little loot, you're going to lose a person. You're going to lose 2, even if you get that win. And if you're in a spot where, like I mentioned, you need to have a chicken dinner and 10 kills to possibly even compete for top 4, that's not the strat. That's not your strategy. So you got to mix things up. You got to be able to understand that, look at the numbers, because numbers don't lie. And you got to make your strategy appropriate to be able to actually reach the gap that you need to cross. And yeah, if you just keep doing the same thing over and over, you're just going to keep getting clapped. So that's what it is. But what a play. What a play to start things off. Last game. That was beautiful.
And that's when secondary and even third drop spots come into play, because teams, they have history here. Players, they have a history here. That history might show itself when we start to see LakoNostra power, no limits, hot drop you, right? If you are predictable every single game on Erangel, they know exactly where you drop. They know exactly where you like to rotate. that's when you run into trouble. When you have teams trying to take advantage of that information and really play spoiler. There's no rule against that. Like, this is a battle royale. Teams could play spoiler. Teams could do whatever they want to do to make your life harder. I mean, they can do whatever. So that's why it's important, especially towards the end of events like this. You need to have those backup plans ready and available, and you have to be comfortable doing them as well.
Yeah, man, this is the last matches of these type of tournaments where only top 4 move on. It's chaotic. It really is. There's so many different X factors that now you have to really add into your total game plan, because things are going to keep on changing constantly. You can see right now one of the Pandas just shooting out those buggy tires. Don't want anybody being able to pick up more utility to start moving around, as they're just kind of hanging around central map, because right now they're sitting pretty. They're sitting pretty in second place. They got a really nice gap, and the only thing they're concerned about is just, getting some consistent points and making it into the finals.
So I'm going to call you out real quick, because
Call me out.
the admins asked us before this started who we think is going to win.
Okay.
You said Papa Blue.
Of course.
All right.
Of course.
I said Pandas. I said the Pandas. All right. So, hey, at least I can say my prediction, my bold prediction is on point so far, as the Pandas
You're gonna tell
are
me. You're gonna tell me. You're gonna look at me in the eye and say that Papa Blue has not gotten more kills in this tournament than the Pandas.
I'm gonna look you in the eye and say the admins wanted to slap you when you said that. I'm gonna look you in the eye and say that's what I'm gonna look you in the eye and say.
It's the answer.
I agree, though.
It's the answer, dude.
Papa Blue. Okay, that's almost as big as a cop out as saying the viewers are the real winners here, which they are.
Well,
Hey, the viewers are.
The viewers.
The
viewers, bro.
are the winners.
That's the real winners there. I mean, at the end of the day, there's a couple. I would have probably been in the same boat. Because Pandas just have been fragging out of their minds. They are doing really, really well as a squad. In the same regards, predictions that early on, they're so tough. They're so tough because you just never know who's going to pop off. I mean, would you have predicted, and be honest, would you have predicted Daos Legion to be in the top 3?
No, definitely not. That's why I'm saying I'm so impressed with them. I mean, 2 chicken dinners, 66 kills so far. They went into the group stage and they made sure to qualify. But now, completely different team. They are just on the ball, as we're looking at another squad with a lot of support within the scene. Rexpect on the defense right now. Entropiq trying to push up this hill.
Yeah, this is a really tough spot south of Yasnaya. It's going to be a dominant position. Entropiq have the hill, and they're going to have a lot more angles down onto Rexpect. And you can just see him catching Poppy. Nice return shot from Caster. A little late. And by a little late, I mean by just a couple of seconds. But that's really all it takes in order to get a knock. So now they're having to play defensive. Nacho again on a crazy off angle. And he's going to get finished. So when you're in an off angle position like this, you're getting thirsted 100% of the time. So Nacho's dead. He's out the fight. Yeah, you can see him getting finished. So now it's a three-man situation. I think Rexpect just can't afford to be running 3-1 anymore. Like, just run full 4-man. Why take the risk?
Yeah. I mean, take that play in your book and just rip it out and crumble it and throw it away at this point. I mean, it's pretty much been the game plan all day long. Every single time we look at Rexpect, they always have that 3-1. Now, the 3-1, it might have helped them in days 1 and 2, but with where they are, they're currently in 6th place on the overall leaderboard. Honestly, I mean, it's just too risky. Losing Nacho right there, 8 minutes into the game, that puts you at a disadvantage. And not only that, look at their position, dead center. Like, only if they had all 4 up right now, I would be like, man, what a great spot. But that's not the case. You need your whole team alive late game. That's just a fact. And now they're getting pushed from a duo from Entropiq. Oh, that broken wall. Blocking that one grenade. But here comes the other duo from the other side, pulling up for the crash. Jukes, this might be it for Rexpect Esports.
This might be it indeed. I mean, Caster trying to be able to make something happen, but look at all the pressure that Entropiq has put down. It's going to be too much. And just like that, Rexpect Esports. Oh, what a crushing defeat right there, because they were in very close position to possibly making it into top 4 for tomorrow. Now getting taken out this early, that's 0 points. 0 points on the board. So tomorrow they're going to have a pop-off game. It ain't over yet for them, but tomorrow's going to be a tough day. Now they have to really pop off. Oh, we got a runner. We got a runner. Oh, switches to the backseat. Beautiful.
The backseat swap spray down right there. Taking down Godzilla. Wow. Okay.
Beautiful.
Okay, no hate. This is what you need. I mean, 10th place right now on the overall leaderboard. Today, no hate, definitely. I believe we spoke about no hate coming into the day. Tudor was saying how they need to play a little more aggressive. That's what they're doing. They are playing a little more aggressive. They also said that they wanted to play a little more center position compared to the edge strategy that they had in days 1 and 2. And by the way, we're looking at their movement. Every time a zone pops, they're already in vehicles moving, man. And I like that. I like a team that they can come up with a plan and make sure to execute it. That right there, that takes leadership, right, from the IGL.
Sure does, and it looked beautiful. But it looks right now we're going to see some IGL strats coming from Entropiq because it looks like they have round 2 now. Now going up against Gamers Unite Nations, who are going to have the hill that they just had prior. So now they're in the defense position. But look at the difference. They have 4 teams. They have their whole squad, 4 members up here, so they could really utilize each other's angles to suppress this fight. But I gotta admit, Gamers Unite Nations are gonna have the advantage when it comes to the amount of different angles that they can hold against Entropiq. So this is gonna be kind of a back and forth right now. They're both in circle, so no real rush between these two teams. But it looks like Gamer Unite is... Oh, they're sending it?
Oh,
okay.
Send it.
All right,
Send
Gamers
it.
Unite Nations. They want this fight. They said, we need these points. And I love to see this aggression come from them. But a nice nade is gonna shut down that push. Man, that was a risky push, and now they're starting to pay for it. So Gamers Unite Nations are gonna be in a 3v4 situation, throwing some crazy nades all over the place, trying to get another nade. Entropiq, you guys are not playing around. Such great defense, great utilization of each other's angles. Oh, but Psycho still up on top, holding that back end, which is exactly what he needs to be doing. Doing a great job of shutting down that side there, trying to see if Herbs can get off another knock. If he hits this nade, that's going to be huge. Can he hit it, though? No, a little too short. A little too short. So Entropiq are going to get the reset here. Gamers Unite Nations can't afford this. They need to keep applying that pressure.
Yeah, it looked like Herbs was trying to get the pickup on the
nice
Wolves,
nade.
but pulled off because they heard some footsteps, and that one grenade is going to be getting that trade, that knock, so Psycho should be able to continue to provide that cover fire from up there on that hill. But you have to assume Wolf is just screaming to get the pickup. Mooney going to be breaching the building, going to be traded right there, taken out from Herbs. That's a huge knock. It's going to be a 3v2 now. Backfire trying to do the same exact thing, trying to take out Herbs, was able to get the thirst and the confirm. Psycho trying to rotate around, grenade in hand. Herbs doing the same thing on the opposite side. Psycho looking for that ricochet with that grenade. Did they cook it? Did they get the bounce? Will they get the damage? But Herbs on the opposite end. Uzi in hand. Here comes the straight out from Herbs. There's one. There's two. Can we get another one? So low, but Dale with the score. Saving the day. I mean, Entropiq, 8 kills. They have been forced to defend. They were the aggressive squad to overthrow for this position. Entropiq, I mean, 13th overall right now. This is the game they need, Hot Jukes. If they can get more kills and a chicken dinner, whoa. I mean, that's going to close the gap for them.
They need a ton of kills, though, to be honest. I'm going to be real. They got 60 points. The gap to get to top 4 is 53. Yeah, 53 points. So to be real, 8 kills is the great start, but they need way more than that. Like, honestly, they need a 15, 20 kill chicken dinner here. 15, 20, yeah. And they lost, I believe, 1 member, or do they have all 4 up? Still,
I think they're getting all 4. They're getting all 4. Yep.
I think they may have all 4 up. So this could be a great start here for them. So they need to continue that. It's not 8 kills is great, but it ain't going to be enough. They need to pull out everything. They need to pull out a game that they've never done before, that they want to be able to possibly make it into the pro league, top 4.
At least 20 kills to gain the respect.
That would be huge. That would be huge. That'd be
need
huge.
it, though.
Well,
They
I mean,
need
it's not
it.
about gaining the
Awesome.
respect. It's just,
I know,
it's
I'm
just
just
being
joking,
real.
I'm just
I mean,
joking,
yeah.
I'm joking.
Yeah. No, I mean, because to be honest, I mean, I would love like a 10-point chicken dinner game is great, but we saw the other day how we saw a team get 15 kills and second place, and they still didn't make it. Like that's the gap that they've already put themselves in. So unfortunately, Entropiq haven't had the games that they've needed over the past 11 matches. But here in match 12, this could be the bounce back game. But they need to do something special here. They need to show us something that we have not seen before in the PMCO EU West group stage finals here. Like they have to pop off. Oh, nice shots coming from Hate Gaming. I'm sorry, from 4 Romanian Men onto GSG. Nice tracking. Should be able to catch Andalito here, but the tracking just a little bit too far behind. Andalito from GSG is going to make it a little bit further up into what we like to call Wally World. See if he's going to be able to kind of hold it down.
GSG right there too, with only 2 cars. And this is something that they're telling me that they want to work on. They want to work on rotating with 4 vehicles right there. And I believe that's exactly why it lessens the chance of getting knocked out in that rotate. As Hate Gaming, the team that I suggested would be the team to look at to get this chicken dinner this game. They need it. Shifu. Shifu's still alive. Shifu's on like 1 HP right there. Okay.
Look at these nades just bouncing in back so hard. Yeah, Shifu's so lit, so low. Hate Gaming EU they still have their whole team up here. They're outside of zone, so they really need to start pressing this fight. But big trades from Lau. PSG Andalito getting a nice knock right here. That's a big shot. Gonna have to go ahead and shut it down against Slick. Can he do it? The trade not gonna be fast enough. Hate Gaming gonna get that finish. Now Fox has to come to save his entire squad. But look at Scrimfarms from all the way downtown, applying more pressure and stealing some kills away. But that's going to be their first kill here in the last match.
Yeah, if you're going to push, you got to commit the whole team. Fox showing up really late right there. I mean, thankfully for them, they're going to be able to get a pickup on their squad mates, and at least they'll have a duo. But you have to assume if Fox is there from the get-go, they might not have lost anybody. Clown up here on the high ground on top of that little roof, just popping them tires, trying to take some shots. Dexter from 4 Romanian Men trying to do the same thing. I mean, if you are Hate Gaming EU, you got 3 dossiers to work with, but honestly, I don't know where you're going to go. You might want to rotate really ultra wide and just avoid all these shots. I mean, you have some information. There's a couple teams with eyes on you, so I would try to do everything in my power to just avoid sending it right through them. 12 teams to go this game. This is a change of pace. Usually around 17 minutes, we still have 16 teams if we had to look at the day's games, but we had a lot of fights early game here today on this final match.
But I think that's almost a trend. It almost seems to be, nice shots there from Dexter with that DP. It almost seems like a trend. It seems like in the last match of the day, we finally start seeing the aggression from these teams. I think they're finally warmed up and all those initial nerves are gone. And this is why I'm so nervous for a lot of these squads, is because they tend to not play like this until the last match. And guess what? For the teams that need a lot of points, they need to start playing like this tomorrow at game number 1. Game number 1, game number 2, and the rest of them out if they want to make it into the Pro League. So we'll see how this game is going to finish. Entropiq with a great start to this match. Need to have a massive match, though. 8 kills, not enough. They need way more than that if they want to be able to feel good going in tomorrow.
Entropiq looking to equalize this game right now. Take out everybody. They got LakoNostra Power right in front of them with only 3. It looks like one of their squad mates did not join the final match. LakoNostra Power, 15th position coming into this game. A lot of terrain to work with, or we did have a lot of terrain to work with only 11 teams. Next circle goes up. Mansion right in the middle for Romanian Men. Another game where they have a solid position in the late game zones, and they know how to use it. They know how to use that advantage, but let's see. They're going to need to defend it as we start to see a lot of squads in vehicles already. They're going to be crashing that mansion.
And you know what the problem is, Dave? Is like tomorrow there's going to be some teams that realize that they just don't have, they're not going to be able to make it. And the problem with that is they're going to start playing a lot looser, and you're going to start seeing a lot of teams go out early. And the problem with that is those squads that still have a chance, those are kills that are taken away from them. That's less points that they have to possibly make it into the top 4. So that's why I'm really stressing the urgency for these teams right here, right now, to have a great game. Look at that. Nice little nade from Exile onto Clown. And he's super pushed up, so it doesn't look like he's going to get picked up by his squad. Scrimfarm, another team, like all these squads, they just need to have a good game here.
If I was in this game, I would rather play the forest that we saw right there instead of inside the mansion, because inside the mansion, it is cover, but it's very difficult if the zone doesn't favor it moving forward to push out, because there's a lot of choke points. There's only so many exits and entrances to that mansion with that gate around it. So we are going to see a lot of teams in the forest for the time being. Entropiq playing edge right now, just trying to capitalize on their gatekeeping potential, as squads like No Hate are going to be just casually strolling on in.
Entropiq need to start playing a lot more risky. They need to almost start sending it constantly, because they need kills. They need kills, and the longer they sit here, a lot of those kills are going to be taken away from them. So as great as it is of a position to possibly get the chicken dinner, you can't afford just a chicken dinner. You need a massive amount of kills and the dinner. So we'll see where they end up on top. If they're able to do it, they need at least a minimum, in my eyes, 30 points here. They need 30 points if they want to feel good going in tomorrow.
So they're looking for that chicken dinner. They're looking for that chicken dinner with a couple more kills. Daos Legion still alive with 4 up as well. That's a little alarming for me if you are an Entropiq fan looking to get that chicken dinner, because Daos Legion currently in 3rd place on the overall leaderboard. Ooh, AWM with the SKS suppressed right there. Trying to hit them toes, and talk about hitting them toes. Styles trying to get the quick flick on a Mooney. Is able to pop behind that little ridge. Is going to be taking some blue zone damage. I don't know. Papa Blue, you predicted them to be a big winner as well in this tournament, and I have to say, I agree.
I think Mooney wants those shots back. I think I'm starting to see a little bit of nervousness come out of Entropiq, because that should have been an easy flush right there for Mooney. Unfortunately, just missing those shots. And now they're going to have to start sending it in. And to me, I think this is a little late. Yeah, this is a little late of a send. Now you got a lot of teams looking right at you. And you can just see Entropiq doing a very, very odd push into a very central area. Now they are trying to get into this mansion spot and hopefully get into a circle. But they had to make a sacrifice of a teammate just to even get this far. They still got a long way to go.
Long way to go, and they're within grenade range of Team Night Target, currently trying to rain down a little mini red zone of themselves. And Entropiq, their game plan looks to be the snake plan instead of the aggression that we saw from them early on. AWM trying to get some nice shots on the No Hate as they push ever so closer into the zone.
Man, dude, this is getting intense. Look at this. 7 teams remaining. Only 18 players left alive. So, like, if you're Entropiq, you need to kill, man, almost half the lobby that's left. And you got Daos Legion, who is just a monster team, who have a really dominant position. 4 Romanian Men are still alive. All these are teams that are still in the top 3. So, it's going to be definitely a huge challenge for a lot of these teams here. Scrimfarms, Spectre, I mean, that is a big player right there. He needs to stay alive. That's going to be a huge moment for him. But now you see Daos Legion. Here they come pressing up almost for free. Going to get some return shots. Chaos going to shut down that press a little bit. Here they go. Big plays coming out from Team Night Target. This could be their game. I mean, Team Night Target have a really dominant position. They got some really nice knocks on the Daos. But are they going to stay in that spot? Or are they going to press this fight? And Spectre's right there.
Yeah. Spectre can hear all of the movement right now. They're getting peppered from across the way with those mollies behind the crate, but Spectre probably saw them squad mates, those enemies, crawl into the garage. But the game plan, remember, Scrimfarm currently in 5th place on the overall leaderboard. Placements are key. So if Spectre gets taken out right now, that will be 4 points for the 6th place finish. And Daos Legion, they were confirmed, taken out. Mooney, the snake right here.
Spectre could have taken those kills. Like, he could have stolen them, but instead opted to play it safe. Because, yeah, he's in a position now to where he just needs to put up some consistent points. Like they need to put up some decent points to be able to make it into the top 4. They can't afford a 0-point game. So they've gotten into 5th place at least. To be honest, they need probably a top 3 finish to feel good. But we still got Team Night Target, who have
12 kills.
Boatload of kills. Yeah, they have a boatload of kills. 12 kills. Big game for them. I wonder where they're going to stand at after this, because Team Night Target's in 7th place. 7th place, 88 points. I know we haven't been talking about Team Night Target a lot. They had a great day number 1. They were on the top of the leaderboards, and unfortunately just didn't have the same success in day number 2. Day number 3, though, they could be finishing super strong here. I mean, they already have 12 kills. Great game so far. If they end this with a chicken dinner, I can only imagine. Oh, no, that's it for Scrimfarms. So 5th place, done.
6 points, not bad. 6 points, not bad. Entropiq, Mooney looking for some solid placement points. We were just talking about Team Night Target. This has to be one of their biggest games in some time right now. 7th place on the overall leaderboard. They're looking for that chicken dinner so that they can have that fighting chance tomorrow to close that gap and qualify. Remember, top 4. That's who is going to be making it into PMPL. Silencer Gaming, they are going to be on the outskirts of Mansion in that little building. All 3 of them up, healthy, ready, bullets loaded. Mooney needs to make sure not to be spotted. I would take off that backpack. Right now, Mooney.
Definitely, yeah. Towards the end game, take off the backpack because you really don't need a lot of that utility. You're not going to use it. You only need so many shots, and anything you can do to reduce your sight lines is going to be huge, because Entropiq, I said they needed a chicken dinner and like 15 kills minimum. And to be honest, Mooney in the position he is, snaking like he is, and he's got that backpack sticks out like a sore thumb. So that's gonna be tough. I love that backpack, by the way. I used to wear it all the time. I named him Jerry, and he was a really good buddy of mine. But at the same time, I think you gotta leave Jerry down, put him down, because you need some serious points.
Yeah, Jerry might get Mooney killed.
Oh, he took it away.
Okay. Jerry's gone.
Jerry,
Defeat
Jerry
in the blue zone. Gold Touch is going to be concentrating on to Team Night Target. So Team Night Target, they have Silencer Gaming and 4 Romanian Men just locked in right there. And Mooney, 4th place, 8 points. They got a couple kills to go with it, so still very strong game from them. Now we start to see those smokes as all these players, they need to go into a more centralized position. I wouldn't be surprised if we start to see these players pass off those heals. Go for that heal strat. Leave one behind. You never know. You might be able to get some additional placement points. But it's going to come down to an all-out bloodbath in the smokes. The pre-fires, you're not going to see nothing.
Yeah, that was a strong game for Entropiq, but to be honest with you, they needed an insane game. They need an insane one. So hopefully they can use this energy and bring it into tomorrow and really bring the heat. But right now we got to look at these last 3 teams. Silencer Gaming for it. Oh, look at that. It's going to be just chaos up left for Team Night Target. He's going to have to make some plays here. Silencer Gaming going against 4 Romanian Men, though. The crazy pre-fire. TXX will not let that Tommy gun go, and he's going to get shut down. A nice nade from Nasty's going to shut down Dexter, though. So a big battle between Silencer Gaming and 4 Romanian Men. Chaos, meanwhile, Chaos from Team Night Target, he's just waiting around the whole time. There goes 4 Romanian Men. So now it is a 1v2 situation due to them being knocked. They are going to probably go for the red, so maybe a 1v3. Man, Team Night Target have to make a crazy play. It's up to Chaos to really, really hold it down. But right now, it looks like it's all Silencer Gaming to finish this out, as they're going to have 3 up. Chaos is really out of position. Only a matter of time. Yeah, here comes the push. Here comes the push. Gold Touch with the pre-fire. Gonna send it in first. Gonna run through the fire, baby. It said, you know what? We're taking this chicken dinner, and we're taking it well done. Just like that, Silencer Gaming are gonna be the winners here. The last match of day numero 3. And now we have Team Night Target, though, with, what was that, 12 kills? 12 kills?
Wow.
In second place? That's a big
Chaos
game.
With 7.
That's a big game.
7 kills on the
dude.
Chaos.
And he lasted to the end.
No meds, though. No meds. I mean, when we checked in with Chaos, they had about 1 bandage, 1 first aid. Not a lot to work with if they wanted to try to heal off at the end. And I don't even know if that would have been an option, because Silencer Gaming, they committed. They had their 3 members, and they just straight sent it. They wanted to make sure to secure themselves their second chicken dinner here when it comes to the PMCO Finals. And that's another squad. I mean, LakoNostra ICE, this is what Sanhok Gaming they used to be called, LakoNostra ICE. They did not technically qualify, right? They didn't make that top 16, but they were blessed. They were given that second chance, and they're trying to make sure to capitalize on that second chance and qualify with this chicken dinner. Now, it should boost them up on the overall leaderboard. They probably aren't going to be top 4, but you know what? That chicken dinner is going to give them hope. And that's all they need. That's all a lot of these teams need, is just that little bit of hope to come into the last 4 matches and pop off, right? Because some other teams on that right side of the leaderboard, I don't know if they're going to have that hope, right, Hot Jukes? I mean, you're about 100 points behind even qualifying. Yeah. That's kind of impossible. I never really say that, but if you're 100 points behind and you have 4 more games to go, I don't know. I don't know, mate. I don't know. But Sanhok Gaming, chicken dinner right there, that's going to give them that hope.
Well, let's pull up the leaderboards. Let's get straight to it. Let's go ahead and see exactly, so we can talk a little bit more on what exactly these teams are going to need, because this is going to be huge. This is going to be it for day number 3. Now there's only going to be 4 games tomorrow. 4 matches. Erangel, Sanhok, Miramar, and back in Erangel again. And you can see here, GSG Europe Team Night Target. 5th place. 2-point difference. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, top 4 are going to move on to the PUBG Mobile Pro League. That's it. We're only taking 4 teams. So this is going to be a close one tomorrow. A real close one. Scrimfarms still in the game. Silencer Gaming, after that match, they put themselves in the game. And just like that, Rexpect Esports are in 5th place. Now they're in 8th. So they have to have a pop-off day tomorrow as well.
That's what I'm saying. Close. That chicken dinner from Silencer Gaming, they came into that last match like 11th place, right? That chicken dinner now places them only 19 points behind qualifying in that 4th place. So talk about having a fighting chance in the last day. Silencer Gaming, they are looking at it, man. They are looking at it. Rexpect Esports sliding down. They slid down today. They started today, I think, in 5th place, and they held that 5th place for about 2 games. But then the last 2 matches of today, they didn't really have many points. They didn't really have consistent games. And I think we kind of attribute that to their 3-1 splits that they've been pulling off all day. So if you are a Rexpect Esports fan tomorrow, encourage them to play a little grouped up, encourage them. 4 strong all day long. It's going to give them a great shot at qualifying. Panda sliding down. Still no chicken dinner, though. Still no chicken dinner. I mean, look at the leaderboard.
Crazy.
2 chicken dinners.
70
2 chicken
kills.
Dinners, 0 and 2. They have the most kills in the lobby. 70.
They have 22 more kills than GSG Europe. And they have 2 chicken dinners. Nutty. So Panda has been popping off, man. It's only a matter of time, I think. But that's the problem, is that tomorrow is going to be an interesting day, because you got a lot of teams. I think that they're going to realize there's no more chance at a certain point. And I wonder how that's going to affect the lobby. Like, what is their play style going to be like? Are they still going to be hungry? Are they still going to go for it? Or are they going to play a little bit more lax? And the problem is that if they play more lax and start going out early, the teams that need kills to catch up, those are kills that gone. Those are more points gone. So, man, tomorrow's going to be a heck of a day, bro. Tomorrow's going to be insane. For everybody watching, I hope you've enjoyed the show so far. Make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button here on the YouTube channel. Make sure that you go ahead and keep up to date with all the latest information. Of course, you can always follow the official PUBG Mobile Esports Twitters, or even our handles. You see right down there, Hot Jukes, Mustache Dave. Shoot us a follow. We always like to go ahead and interact with all you guys and see what your thoughts are going into tomorrow's matches. So that's going to be the wrap up here for day number 3. Of course, a massive shout out to our sponsors, Xiaomi, innovation for everyone, for making this all possible. Ladies and gentlemen, that's going to be it for today. We'll catch you guys tomorrow. Hope to see you there.